Amazing. Rocky, what is you?
I really don't think they flew 90 billion light years to start a fight.
Some say chill days so long gone, can't bring them back, no magic wand. Counting white cotton clouds, painted on the blue sky's crowd. And yet somehow that way it's baked with eternal hopeful flair. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up 3 days of you and me. I'm
failing!
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
He's been cited by Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, Benny Johnson, Timcast, Dr. Jordan Peterson, and even the U.S. government.
But soon they'll wake up to see the summer sizzles in me.
We're doomed. Will this never end?
Direwolf's back and so are you.
Oh yeah,
Belvedere flying over the moon.
oh yeah.
And everyone's singing just the right tune. Maestro blasting on the jazz flute.
We are all participating in mandatory fun activities.
Jelly bean bonus, every flavor in the bag. Super movie star, but first gotta join SAG.
Keep our eyes open.
Wonder Ken, super friend, where are you? Get a search warrant for the near clear blue.
It's scooping time.
And can't you believe that? We've been waiting on you, can't you see that? Put away the bad things they said to you.
You are a sad, strange little man. You have my
After all, just have to call and say you're some kind of
Because you are the special.
epic. Epic, yeah, that's what you do. I'm talking about epic, it's all you know how to do.
You wake up blue to
Epic, it's on repeat for you. Oh, epic. Epic.
Hear ye, come on, to the never stopping daily strife, and it's called simpler times, they beckon so, floating on the water with no foam. Can we get away now, find a way now, somehow step out of this stream into a dream of slow it down. Jay says that he remembers a place before the never, ever river severed our tranquility. Counting cars by Highway 30, sitting in the porch swing, guessing colors so poorly. Yeah. Is the next one a blue or red one? Maybe silver, maybe gray. What a way to spend a day.
Ladies
and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show! Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to... How did you get larger? What? This is not going to... Nope. Nope, we're not doing this.
Well,
go up there, you.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
You want to... It feels weird now. You're supposed to be lower, like centered or something. It's strange. I don't like it.
You know, I mean, the avatars are almost the same size. I need just like maybe 20% more.
Yeah.
Now I'm huge still.
You're huge. It's okay. All right, folks, welcome to a huge show today. And we want to thank everybody out there because something special is happening. Something is in the air. Jonas, we started off the show today and we were delayed in having it up. A technical difficulty meant that the stream did not appear at midnight last night like it usually does. And so many people are just finding their way in. And yet still, Jonas, still in spite of Murphy, we are nearing 300 in the audience right now across X and YouTube. Folks, thank you for taking the time to find us in a new and strange way. I know many of you go ahead and set it up to join us as soon as it pops up. But wow, what a great community we have, Jonas. And welcome back, sir. You look strange.
Oh, well, you know, what's funny is all the comments, I look different, but everybody's talking about you. Like
why?
So let's see. Here we got Equus Heart. Yo, it's pro. There you go. Let's see
here.
That's
just saying, yo, it's pro. It's not about my appearance.
Bro, is that really pro? He looks awesome. LOL.
But, I clean up.
And then
I clean up. I got that Paul Rudd energy going on.
Well, and then Maylard says Jonas is tuned.
Yeah, folks, listen, we've got a super chat goal, and I don't normally ask this, okay? This is not how I operate the show. I don't like to grift. I don't like to e-beg. I don't like any of it, okay? We like Kara, though. I'll tell you that. Kara doing a fantastic job behind the scenes for everything we need.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Folks, I don't typically make this kind of an ask. I can't stand this guy anymore, okay? You see this guy over here? You see him over there? See old Jonas? I don't like it. I miss the old Jonas. And I don't know what you're going to come up with, but folks, if we hit the super chat goal, we're going to force him to change this. It's got to go away. We've had it.
You know, we did talk about I'm not supposed to be involved in the super chat goals unless we talk about these beforehand.
Too bad.
All right.
Everybody hates it. We all want you to be the old Jonas we've come to love and know.
Jonas didn't just change art style, just thus the outrage. You know, that's fine. That's fine. It does look a little bit much like Krieger. So,
Jonas, read us the super chats, and then I'm going to show folks what you really look like.
Oh, dear. Juliet for £5. Evening, WDW Pro Panel and Pro Rights.
Good evening, Juliet. Good to have you out there.
And here's something I've been looking forward to. Mark Fields and his positive vibes. Mark Fields for $5. I've been stuck in my head today. Can somebody wish me positive vibes, please? Thank you. And 3 smiley faces. Mark, we really appreciate you. I know you're having a long week. Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of long weeks, and we appreciate that we get to hear from you pretty much every single time we do one of these pro shows.
Yeah, and Mark, let me tell you too, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however hard the work is, let me tell you, it is the gift of a lifetime to be invited into your day. See, you think, oh boy, it's a pro show. I get to turn it on and listen to it while I work. And we think, oh boy, we're about to be wherever Mark Fields is in this world, and we get to join him. So thank you, Mark. And please remember that what you're doing really does matter. And we are here to join you in that and make it a better endeavor today. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Jeremiah Hembry for $5. Pro, you forgot it was Donald Duck's birthday. Happy birthday, Donald Duck. Is it really Donald Duck's birthday? Because isn't his birthday supposed to be Friday the 13th?
I think his birthday... Oh, that's so funny. I think the Duck's birthday was 2 days ago. And I don't know if I can do this without warming up. It's a little difficult, but it's like... Something like that.
That's great. That's great. And
that wasn't so good.
That was without a proper warm-up. Packing Protons for $2. Toy Story 5, 400 million worldwide final tally. I'm going to disagree with you, Protons. I think that this one, the indications are this is probably going to be Disney's first billion-dollar movie this year.
First weekend tally, maybe, for worldwide.
Yeah. It's, They've brought back Andrew Stanton on this one, and he's old school Pixar. So they've got the best shot they've had in a long time.
Best shot. It's going to depend, if I go in there, because what did we talk about last night? The journalists are all saying this is timely, it's relevant, it's what the world needs, and I go, oh boy, what are we doing now? So the second weekend, if it's woke, if it's Joan Cusack as Jessie and she sounds old like a grandmother, the second weekend could be a major drop off, but it's going to make close to 400 million, if not surpass that, worldwide in the first weekend. It's going to do absolute bonkers numbers, and then the quality of the film will have the effect on it.
And
so
people
we'll see.
say that we're negative about everything, and we just say everything Disney does is going to fail.
Balls and strikes, man. Balls and strikes. It's how we get a 93% accuracy rating.
Yep. Aaron Money.
Oh, on the money.
Gifting 10 WDW Pro memberships. That's a lot of memberships.
I love it. Thank you, Aaron. What a way to start a show.
I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Wait. Okay. Perfect.
Folks, as we go through these, I just got to say, we are still only at 1 out of 50 on the Super Chat goal, and I don't normally beg, but I can't stand looking at this Lucky Yates monstrosity beside me. Please give to the cause. We have to force this man to change.
It looks great. What are you talking about?
He's gonna make a change.
It's got bold lines.
For once in his life.
Fake Asian Wizard Black Jonas for 2. Now, there's an avatar. Hi, diddly ho, pro chat and Panarinos.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep. Let's see here. Butter Biscuit for 5 pro. I'm sorry, but your new intro makes me not want to watch the show. How does everyone on your team that streams have a better and cooler intro? I don't even have an intro. What are you talking about?
Listen, it's the summer intro, but I've got an idea, Butter Biscuit. I know how you can avoid the intro. Come in 5 minutes later than what the schedule says. You'll be A-okay. You'll be A-okay.
And then you can 2X it.
That's right.
Fake Wizards Lives. Jonas, he looks like he's from the show Archer. Jackie Delaney says Jonas looks like Archer with a beard. Well,
please, ladies and gentlemen, please make him change. I'm begging you. I'm so tired of it. I want the old Jonas back.
And good to see you, Wizard. Yorkshire Cantina for 10 pounds. Hi, Pro. Months ago, you said no one was making AI films for the sequels because no one cares about them. I took that challenge and recreated the first.
That wasn't a challenge. No, he's been misconstrued.
Guess what? No one watched it.
Woohoo! Yay for failure. No, it's not a challenge. Please don't go make sequel AI films.
Yep. Irate Specialist member for 27 months. That's a lot of months. Jonas could always use the avatars I made for him. One of them is He-Man, and even though it's cartoon, semi-naked, muscly man, I still don't think I'm going to. I don't know. Some of them are pretty good, though. We might have to try that.
Folks, please help us change this man. Jonas needs to change. It's an intervention, really. And I'll tell you what, folks, also check out on the screen right now. We've got a QR code up at the top. And you can click that and get access to the brand new video game. We are now in open beta for Zax. We would love for you to try it out, check it out, and have a good time. It is available now for everybody right now and all the way until July, when we will be revealing this thing to, at the Southeast Game Exchange. So check out Zax. There's the menu right now, ready to go for all of you. Go play it. Click the QR code. And go try out Zax. We need folks to be playing it before we do the full launch. And of course, once we launch, we will have special features just for our pro members and sister channel members. So fun. We'll leave that QR code up for a little bit. Jonas, Southeast Game Exchange is coming up, and it's going to be a chance for all of us to meet and greet and shake hands and kiss babies. And, well, I'm not going to voluntarily kiss the baby unless people just want us to, but I don't know, Jonas. I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a great time. First time we're doing a meet and greet.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Good times, great oldies, Waxy 106. Southeast Game Exchange. This is the first time that we'll be doing an official meet and greet. We've been, Pro did show up in all of his glory there at MegaCon at the.
Oh. Or do you want me to do the Halo? Oh.
That one's pretty catchy. That one's pretty catchy. That Marty O'Donnell is a talented composer.
By the way, congrats if Marty is listening today. Congrats to Marty on winning the primary and now headed for the general election in November. Way to go, Marty.
Yep, I expect great things over there. But Greenville, South Carolina, July 17th through 19th, we will be there and be square. And I didn't know if you guys were all aware, but that's where we're going to be if you want to, catch us in person. Well, most of us.
Wait, what are you trying to say, Jonas?
I say very few things. And I talk.
And folks, when you're there, you can play the release version of the game. We love showing it. We love having you play it. So stop on by. We'll be doing a pro show live there for the first time too, in front of a live audience, and it'll be a great time. All right, as we meander towards the super chat goal, and I know we're going to get there, Jonas. I just feel it in my pro bones. Can I say we need a reminder of what we've lost, folks? It's a in memoriam on this Thursday.
Baby born on the brownstone steps. Harlem hit him with the right kind of death. No matter in the world where he goes away, can't take the soul out of his sway. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back. Back in the groove, Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Pipes made for radio, pro show will do. Breaking down the Hollywoods, break it down anew. Not a single day does our very own forget. Hudson River flow is where his path was set. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back. Back in the groove, Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Morgan Freeman was born in Memphis. Diana from Detroit. But hey, looking up from Manhattan, Jonas is a hit it. Big boy. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back. Back in the groove. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine.
We didn't know how good we had it back then.
It's great. By the way, that guy does not look like Ewan McGregor.
Just read the super chats. What have you done to us?
Evil Ned for $5. Question: now that Euphoria is done and Zendaya is between gigs, will she invest in acting lessons? Here's what's funny. I think she's actually picking roles in which she doesn't act in the popular films.
Let's do it. Everybody ready to take a class in the School of Zendaya acting? Ready? There you have it. Just do that face the entire movie.
Yeah, she doesn't play either charming or likable characters in any of her popular films.
Make the face of someone who has just smelled something odorous in an elevator, whether there's only one other person with you. That's the Zendaya School of Acting.
It's DQ, the first Dragon Queen for $5, destroying walls, fixing ACS, paying for Jonas to change again, or does he need to stare at Wilton's dad again? All in a day's work. Hugs for all. I don't think Wilton actually has a dad.
It's questionable. He definitely doesn't have a mother.
Yeah.
No mother. You're huge again. Why?
Agreed. Archer Merchant for $5. It seems to me they called in Swift to pay her, hoping the Swifties will watch. Yes.
All right, Jonas. We got to fix this. You're huge again. I don't like it. Cut quick to Dragon Queen and Archer Merchant.
Return! The Dragon Queen!
What's better than a lightsaber? A light claymore, of course, Jonas.
Kristen Watkins for $2. New Jonas looks like Matt Walsh. Lol. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. I met Matt Walsh before he had a beard. That's
really?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't meet Michael Knowles back in the day.
No, I did not.
He was a different fellow back then.
Opposite trajectories. Time there.
Yeah.
Christian Coriejo for $5. If Jonas has more avatars on standby, then maybe he should have them all on at the same time and call himself the Jonas Brothers.
Please don't. Christian, what do you? Why?
It's fantastic.
No, stop.
I mean,
stop, please. I mean, we've already had AI Raylo conversations on the show, and now this, the Fonus Brothers? No!
Only if it confuses Priyanka Chopra Jonas or Jonas Chopra. She's
too much.
She's a pretty lady. Just a Dutchie for €6. This Jonas reminds me of my middle school history teacher. He hated me. He failed on a test once for having my hair up instead of down 20 years ago. Sorry, just a Dutchie. Well, you may get your wish that it'll be changed. It looks like things are going in that direction, even though I kind of liked this avatar. Douglas Nutt for $10. Pro already needs to update his visage in Jonas's back. This current avatar doesn't have that cheerful energy. The old avatar also featured robes or shades.
Wait a minute, I have shades on right now, but robes? I had robes? Where did the robes go, Jonas?
I'm just going to point out that you need another logo on the other side of that coffee mug.
I don't remember robes. I needed robes. Yeah. A cape. I need a cape.
That's what I need. I'll put on some Life Day robes for my next avatar. The first Dragon Queen for $5. There's an easy solution like getting Steve that 1,000 USD. What?
You didn't hear about this? His latest grift?
No. What is he trying?
He'll watch. Steve is saying that he will watch Rings of Power if people pay him $1,000, but directly to his bank account, not YouTube, nothing like that. He's trying to skirt around, move around the powers that be, and get himself banned one day.
I don't think that's how that's going to work.
I'm trying to stop him.
Yeah. Plus, there's going to be international banking fees because he lives in Canada. Yeah.
And then I realized that if he's banned, Wilton will be banned. And then I realized this might be a great plan, and I should shut up.
That's a fair point. Wilson, sometimes I question what he brings to the channel, and then I question why people keep bringing him back on.
Wait a minute.
Araxis, member for 38. Why do you have Dr. Krieger from Archer series on it? I miss Jonas. Why does he ever come back on? Okay.
Yeah.
Or is
50, we force him to change.
Yep.
I'm
Patrick
sick of
Getaway for $5.
I hate your face.
Wouldn't fit into his intro video. Bring the old one back.
I hate your stupid, ugly, very bearded face.
I don't think anyone likes the avatar.
I don't like it. The eyebrows are too strong. I don't like it.
But Araxis is gifting 10 WDW Pro memberships. Look at that. Thank you very much, Araxis. Very kind of you. And thank you for being a member for 38 months. Man, that's past 3 years. That's amazing.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear any of that. I was too busy staring into how ugly you are right now.
In the neon glow we rise, electric balls that mesmerize.
Ags London for £2. Petition to swap Jonas avatar to He Jonas.
He has the power.
You meddling boo. No, I'm not going to say that.
No, that was a good Skeletor. That's better than mine.
Thank you. EvilNet. Jonas, the only change to make is to replace the suit with a lab coat to really get the Krieger look down. Perhaps move the background into a lab.
Yeah, let's just go all in.
It was really not my intention to make it look like Krieger, but yeah, okay, I see it, everybody. Pixel Ghost for $2. I like your avatar, Jonas. Thank you very much, Pixel Ghosts. Now I have to figure out, well, looks like I'm going to have to pick out what the new avatar is going to be.
Hey, Pixel Ghost.
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things.
Yeah. Pastor of Muppets for $5. Don't you dare even consider getting Wilton banned from YouTube. Also, Jonas, that avatar stinks. Oh, well, this must actually be Steve.
I wouldn't get Wilton banned. I just want him to have wings like Red Bull. And then I just want him to fly. Just fly and fly and fly some more, Jonas. Just keep on going. Just never stop. Keep flying. Be all the little troll can be.
Yeah. Like Icarus with the wax wings. The first Dragon Queen for $2. There's something uglier you can look at. LOL. Dude, I think that first Dragon Queen's throwing shade at you.
I already got my shades on. What are you talking about?
Well,
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a panel joining us in just a minute, but we're going to do something. We're going to kick it back old school for a minute because we're going to dive deep into Holly weird stuff. And Jonas is a numbers man. I know he looks like a scientist, but Jonas, you're a numbers man. Is that right?
I've been told. Do I need to get a calculator out? I'm always worried when you start on this path because usually you're throwing more numbers at me than I can write down in a short period of time.
Jonas, what if I told you do need to get your calculator ready?
All right. Hold on. I'm using the real accountant's tool. I'm opening up Excel.
Okay. What's the name of the little beads that you move around that you have? What is the name of that thing?
Abacus.
Yeah, your abacus. Do you need to get your abacus ready?
Yes. Abacus is actually surprisingly handy once you learn how to use it.
There you go. All right, folks, let's dive in. It's we're going retro today. We're going to bring in the panel in just a few, but we wanted to do one segment that's just me and Jonas back to old school because we're going to dive deep into the numbers right now. It turns out the Walt Disney Company may be struggling to break even this year at the box office. We'll tell you why on the other side. Hello, Jonas, and welcome back to another edition of How Bad Is It for Disney? Let's take a look at it right now. Star Wars: The Mandalorian Grogu is under $300 million at the box office worldwide at the time of this recording. And as you can see, it's probably going to end not far from where we are. So 330-ish, I think, is where this thing's going to limp to. And the break even, well, let's take a look at this, folks. We love now that the production budgets are here. 165 is the stated production budget on this one. We don't believe that is the actual spend, but whatever. We do believe that they spent at least $100 million on marketing, but probably a lot more. In fact, I have heard as high as $200 million on the marketing. I know people will disagree with us, but whatever. $500 to $600 million is the break even that was listed by the Hollywood Reporter from Disney. So go argue with them. 500 to 600, and that means, Jonas, this thing's going to be somewhere between $150 million to $250 million negativo, not making it to the break even. Is that fair, sir?
That's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Moving right along. We got Hoppers.
Wait. What am I supposed to be tracking here?
$150 to $250 million in the hole.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. Hoppers is finished up now at the box office. It made $388 million. And if we go down here, the production budget for Hoppers magically is only $15 million less than The Mandalorian Grogu, which is why we don't believe any of this stuff. But whatever, let's go with it. $150 million is the production budget. Surely they paid over, but whatever. We can guarantee you they spent $100 million on marketing. They never spend less. In fact, I think the marketing numbers are often tremendously underreported by the media. But $250 would be the total spend on this. That means they would need $500 million to break even because after taxes and theaters get their cuts, Disney gets back half the cash. So if $250 million is the total spend, $500 million is what they have to make to break even. Not to get a profit, not to get a return on investment, $500 million. And that means, Jonas, that this film is $112 million in the hole. Are you with me, Jonas?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got on those two numbers when we add them up, buddy?
What you want them added?
I want to know how far they're in the hole off just those two films.
270 million.
270 million. Now that's giving them the most fair accounting number from The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
because The Mandalorian probably costs more than what they're reporting.
And if it's the 600 million. Yes, and if it's the 600 million that THR cited for the break even, how much are they in the hole?
See, this is where you did me dirty here. Bring back the other numbers.
Just add $100 million to the number you told me before.
Oh, 370 million.
All right, so they're between 270 and 370, right?
Yeah.
In the hole. Okay.
hole.
There's been one other film released essentially by Disney Fox, a major film, and that's The Devil Wears Prada 2 in the year 2026. Okay, this one is going to get them closer to being out of this, all right? They have a production budget stated as $100 million. Again, they never spend less than $100 million on marketing, to our understanding. So a $200 million spend total. That means it had a $400 million break even. Jonas, it made $665. That's $225 million plus for this one, right? So $225 on the plus side, which is phenomenal, fantastic. So if we take the $225 out of where they were before, Jonas, what are we at?
We are at, what are we at? We're at either 45 million or negative.
So the Walt Disney Company is either 45 or 145 million in the hole going into the summer, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what we need to know. Because, Jonas, all right, here's the dealio. We got two movies coming out for this summer, and one of them is The Mandalorian, the other, not The Mandalorian, Toy Story 5, and the other is Moana. Now, Moana is on track to not do well. Is that correct, Jonas?
That is very correct. I don't know who is interested in this, but finally, Disney is making movies for the blind.
Right. So Moana is on track to perform like The Mandalorian, which is not good, but they're on track to perform like The Mandalorian. And that means that's going to be a flop. That means that they're already 45 to 145 in the hole. Moana could sink them even beyond. So they could be 245, 345 in the hole. I mean, this thing looks like it could do Snow White level bad. And that's no guarantee. But Toy Story, Jonas, the question that we're going to hear, and this is why I needed you, how much does Toy Story have to make? Okay, so let's say that Moana, let's be on the easy side. Let's say that Moana adds another $100 million loss. Okay?
Okay.
So we're anywhere between, what, 145 and 245?
Yeah, well, with that additional 100 million, we're at, what, 245 or 145.
Okay. So Toy Story has to dig them out of the hole that much. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
So walk us through, Jonas, how much would that mean then that Toy Story needs to make at the box office to dig them out of this?
All right, so let's assume that Toy Story cost 150 million to make, which is let's say that's a very polite and kind way to put that. Then we've got the fact that this has, barring the fact that this has Bad Bunny, this has Taylor Swift, it seems to be heavy on cameos on the indications that we're getting out of this. So this is probably the biggest movie of the year, other than Avengers Doomsday. So I actually say $150 million marketing budget on this one. And so we have, would you agree with that? Be about 300 million there if we're being very conservative.
Maybe. Let me tell you this, Jonas. Toy Story 5 has a reported budget of 200 million to 250. We know that they usually overspend on this, but let's just say 250, since 250 is the upper end of what's being reported. Okay.
All right. So then we have an 800 million break even.
Okay. So right. Because 250 for the production plus definitely 150. So I think that's fair. $400 million is the total spend at least, right?
Right.
Okay. So 800 million. So folks, here's what Toy Story has to make in order to dig Disney out of the hole. So if they are currently in a hole of 140 to 240, especially after Moana comes out, and we think Moana is going to be a bust, Toy Story needs to make, say it again, Jonas, how many, how much? 300 million?
800 million to break even.
Right. So then about 1.1 billion?
Between, I think more than that. I mean, if we're talking on the light side, it needs to make 1.1 billion. On the heavier side, 1.3 billion, which I don't know if a Disney animated movie has enough draw to get that many people in the theaters. So
I think it may. Well, it will depend on what's in the movie. As we've said before, the second weekend is going to matter so much in this film. The first weekend is going to be crazy. I mean, it may make $400 million worldwide. It'll be crazy. But then the second weekend, we'll find out, was it woke? Did the actors sound like they're geriatrics? We'll find out. We'll find out if the critics honest, okay? This story out of Slash Film, I want to read this to you real quick. It says, as of this writing, director Andrew Stanton's Toy Story 5 is eyeing an opening in the $145 to $165 million range when it hits theaters next weekend. That's domestically, by the way. We actually anticipate, folks, that it'll be bigger internationally than domestically, and that's where we come up with that $375 to $400 million mark. But what's amazing, Jonas, is people are going to get crazy about this. They're going to say, Toy Story has done it, Disney's back. And I just want to say, Jonas, that for them to get to break even for their movies this year, because people don't realize how bad The Mandalorian and Grogu, what a bad position this has put them in. They don't understand what Hoppers has done. Toy Story, even with Devil Wears Prada doing what it did, Toy Story needs to make $1.1 to $1.3 billion. Not for Disney to say we made a ton of cash. Not for Disney to say, oh man, we're back. To break even, Jonas.
Right. And that's with a pretty conservative marketing budget for a movie like Toy Story.
Okay.
So, I'll throw one more in there. Avengers Doomsday is I'm 50-50 on whether or not that's going to be a big deal when it comes out. I know they're going to market it like it's a big deal. I know that that's one of the most expensive movies ever made. And the only reason I say that it's one of is because even when you split it in half, I think they're going to end up spending more money on Avengers Secret Wars or the possible likely third movie in the trilogy that we think that they're planning there. So even all of that, I'm not sure that movie is going to be able to break even, because the mark might be 1.6 billion on that one before it starts to make any actual money. What an amazing predicament this company puts itself in, where essentially their movies, which is the most forward-facing thing they have, their movies are a loss leader for the entire company that's supposed to support the theme parks. But it doesn't seem like Marvel's doing very well at the theme parks. It doesn't seem like Star Wars is doing very well at the theme parks. This all, again, just seems like it's smoke and mirrors to try to convince the investors that something good is happening at the company. We've got potential. The perpetual potential over at the Disney company.
All right, so I'm going to show people why the investors are angry, okay?
They should be.
Jonas, get your calculator ready one more time.
All right.
Okay? All right, here we go. Mando. We've already called this out. We'll do it one more time. 165 production budget. We don't believe that, but whatever. And then the marketing spend is going to be at least, I can't do this. It's got to be 200. Okay, it just has to be. So even with their numbers, they're at 365.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
which means they need to get more like 750 to.
Yeah, but we're going to stick with the THR on that. We'll leave that alone. Okay, so all right, so 365. All right, then we go to Hoppers. Hoppers is 150 plus at least 100 on marketing, 250. Add 250 to that, please. 250 plus 365. All right, then the Devil Wears Prada. We're going to add the production here and the marketing. We're going to say that's 200, so add 200 to that number. For Toy Story is 250 is what they're saying, plus I think it's at just 400 million. We'll call it 400 million. All right. And then Moana is the tough one. Moana, because they won't talk about it because it's so bad. But I think Moana is just so expensive. It's a CGI and live action together. Give it another 400.
Right. It's a movie that they announced the end of principal photography twice, which means that it sounds like they shot the movie twice.
It's Snow White bad. Okay, so Jonas, what is our number when we add the $400 million total cost for Moana?
So Devil Wears Prada, we're gonna subtract
200.
Okay.
No. These are just the total productions and advertising, everything added together. How much did Disney spend for the first 6 months of movies coming out at the box office?
1465.
Okay, so $1.4 billion spent on making and advertising movies, right?
Right.
Okay. Here's why we needed the calculator. You ready?
Okay.
Here's the S&P 500. Boy, I love this segment. It's nerdy. We're in the weeds here, but we love it. All right. S&P 500 over the past 6 months. All right. The S&P 500 over the past 6 months is up 5.7%. So Jonas, if Disney, instead of making these movies, had just dumped the $1.4 billion, if Disney had just dumped $1.4 billion into the S&P 500 and it had made 5.8% back on that, how much money would Disney make?
Over what period of time?
We're just these 6 months. Just these 6 months.
All right. What's the percentage again?
5.8% on $1.4 billion.
All right. 1 second. We got the sum of all of these times that, and then divided by 2. Sorry, I did that wrong. I need to make it a percentage.
What do you got, Jonas? Come on now. The whole audience is waiting out here.
$42.3 million.
Okay. So at the end of the day, so people understand this. At the end of the
sorry, I forgot to multiply this by 100 million.
Say what?
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Just give us the number, man. What are you doing over there? You're an accountant. What are you talking about?
I'm not an accountant. I'm not.
You're a cartoon avatar.
$423 million.
That's what I thought. Okay, $423 million. Okay,
this always happens. You ask me to do a calculation, you tell me no idea where we're going. So you say, "Oh, we're just adding marketing. We're adding break evens." What?
It's a sabotage, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
It's a sabotage. All right. So here's the deal. Disney needs to make at least that much money in profit for the investors, or else the investors say to themselves, why did we go through all this drama? Why did we buy all these production crews? We could have just dumped the money into the S&P 500, invested it there, and walked away with cash. So you have to outdo the S&P 500 because there's no effort in that. You have to outperform the S&P 500, whatever its returns are, or people say, what is the point of all the effort, the teams, the thousands of people, the marketing? Why did we do this to ourselves if we could have just dumped it in the giant S&P 500 piggy bank? That makes sense, Jonas?
Yeah. The market itself does better than the Disney company. Cash does better than the Disney company.
But Jonas, you know what the drive-bys are going to say. Grogu's selling merch today. So it's okay.
Oh,
I don't believe it.
Yeah, how much merch? That's what I really want to know. How much money is going in? How much money is coming out? Because I have my doubts.
So there you have it, folks. The Walt Disney Company trying to dig themselves out from being under lots of blunders. And Toy Story, you heard it here. This is the crazy number. Not for it to break even, but for Toy Story to help the Disney Company break even this summer at the box office. 1.1 to $1.3 billion, not to get that number we told you would justify all this effort. That's way higher than that. It might be 1.5 billion. It might be 1.6, just to break even. No profit, just to break even. 1.1 to $1.3 billion. And that's why you come to the Pro Channel. People come to the Pro Channel.
Sorry, I'm happy Michelle is here, but I'm just chuckling at that.
What are you chuckling about? Put it back up there. Put it up there, Chuckles.
Disney stock is always between 80 to 120. It is not a growth stock; it's a dividend stock. Sure, bud. Sure.
I'll tell Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Mexican Iron Man's loving that dividend.
Yeah. This is hypocritical. No movie studio really ends up in the black.
Then why are there movie studios?
Like movies.
Stop making movies. Listen, what are the two YouTube films that just came out, Jonas? It's Backrooms and
Obsession.
Obsession
and Backrooms. And
Obsession.
Also, Amazing Digital Circus seems to be doing pretty well as well.
Jonas, just so everybody knows, how much return on investment did Obsession do with a $1 million budget?
Oh, what is it? 21 times over or something like that. It's ridiculous. I stopped keeping track. It was made for 750 million and
no 750,000.
Sorry. Force of habit there. And it's in the millions what it's making. So it's already won. I think they might have spent more money marketing it than they did making it. People just want quality films and they want quality storytelling, and I think I think the idea of 40-year-old franchises as the only pillar of the movie making business right now is faulty.
Jonas, I don't like picking on anybody out there in the chat, but this is a learning experience. Obsession was made for $745,000. Some say it actually exceeded the budget and cost $1 million. The marketing was probably $10 million. Mm-hmm. So let's put it at 12 for fun, okay? Just throw an extra $1 million, just what the heck, right? And it's made 234.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a 100x, right? It's a 100x probably. That's crazy.
Michelle, what did you think of Backrooms?
I didn't love it. It was okay. Like I don't know that I want to revisit it.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
I was 2 seats over from Michelle when we all went to go see it, and I maybe it's the fact that I don't get to see grown-up movies in the theater very often, but it was refreshing. Other than I didn't appreciate how much cursing there was. But
Michelle, did he have this ugly smug face on in the theater? Do you know how much people hate this new avatar he has? Do you know how much people despise it? It's an atrocity. It's an abomination upon earth, I'll tell you.
I don't think it's that bad. I think you're overstating it.
The super chat goal right now, folks, 50 super chats, and he's forced to change it. We don't have to live with this anymore, okay? That's all I'm telling you.
I paid money for this avatar.
People are buying mop buckets with the belief that you're still going to be appearing with this thing.
Well, here's Araxis for 5. Seriously, I like the new avatar. Very action hero. Don't listen to the haters. Look to the right.
No! Araxis, my heart.
And yet he paid $5 towards the goal. Patrick Ganaway for 5. If Jonas isn't careful, he'll be no-clipped into the back rooms. Yeah. You know what? I might get in the back rooms a nice couch to sit on for a while and take a nap.
A little comfy couch with his abacus.
Can we promise I have no cell phone reception there? Teddy D for 5. Do you have
Teddy D?
Or leave Brittany alone. Leave Fonus alone.
That's great. Leave Fonus alone.
Fantastic. Dr. Lighthouse for $2. Is that Pro's V-Tune model? It's highly polygonal, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy D for 5. Hollyweird has celebrated mediocrity for far too long, and it's hurting them more and more as time passes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Indeed.
All right. We have reached the end of the super chats.
But we have hit the beginning.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. What are you going to say? You were apologizing. I like that.
I'm sorry for stepping on Michelle's entrance here.
What are you talking about? I thought you were going to apologize for. The avatar.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's more manly than the other one. I'll say that.
Oh, Mr. Manly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Michelle. Okay, go ahead, Jonas. No. Interrupt her intro one more time. Do it one more time.
I'm just.
You're known for interruptions, Jonas, as opposed to me. He's gone now. Michelle, it feels better, doesn't it?
And then there were 2.
All right, Michelle, what do you got to drink today?
Water with lemon.
Okay, water with lemon. Okay, the lemon makes it okay. I've got a shaken ristretto. All right, Michelle, it's time for the moment in the show where we click it and sip it. Folks, you click the like button, we'll take a sip, and we all sip together across the world, wherever you are. There's going to be about 800 folks across the entire globe taking a sip together in 3, 2, 1.
Refreshing.
Jonas, don't even. You didn't even drink anything. You just made the sounds.
I don't know if Jonas had anything.
He made gulping sounds.
Glug, glug, glug. Anyways, Pastor of Muppets for $5. I made my new avatar with grok for free. Come on, Jonas. You can do better than what you have.
Amen. Now. Amen.
I mean, it's guys, it's not that bad.
What? It's, All right. Well, folks, we have an exclusive here. Michelle, have you told anybody about this story yet? What happened to you in NYC?
No, not really. I mean, I mentioned on our live stream, but not, I think, in the way we're going to discuss it today.
All right. Well, Michelle, you were a victim of a drive-by Madonna. They wanted it to appear that Madonna had a huge crowd for a pride parade. And it just so happens that our very dear Michelle was there. Is that right, Michelle?
I was, yeah.
An innocent bystander to the geriatric obscenities that happened. All right, well, folks, let's dive in because you're not going to hear this anywhere else. It's time to expose the legacy media and how they tried to hide just how unpopular Madonna and maybe even Pride just might be. Folks, we've been covering the crash of Pride support, and we're not taking a position one way or other. We're just telling you the data, the stats, all of that. And at the beginning of June, Madonna took the stage in NYC because, of course, she's hip, she's fresh, and, well, maybe her hips aren't fresh, but she's hip and fresh. And Madonna showed up for a Pride concert. And the legacy drive-by going extinct dinosaur media, they made it seem like it was a huge deal. Madonna is leading Pride parades in NYC. There are crowds everywhere. We'll show it to you, folks. We can't play the audio, but just for a moment because of copyright issues. But here's Madonna as she appeared. We put this out there, but it's all lies. I'll show you why in just a second. All right, that's all the audio we can play, but you can watch Madonna there in her Pampers. She's doing her thing. Oh, that's too mean. I can't say that. Michelle.
Did they help her down?
What?
Were they helping her sit down?
Hang on, let's see. Sometimes you need a little assistance sitting down. Oh, I'm not sure that's what that is, Jonas.
Oh, okay.
No, not helping sit down. All right, and then, okay, but look at this, folks. Here's a look at the crowds, okay? New York Mickey says, a historic moment in Times Square. At 67 years old, Madonna proved once again why she's still the queen of pop. Of course, this was presented by a company that we won't even say the name, starts with Grind, and it's not about coffee. It says, fans packed Times Square for a night of music, pride, and pure New York energy. All right, here's the look at the crowds. All right, let's see if we can play a little bit of audio. All right, so there's Madonna, and here's the crowds. Look at all the crowds. Oh my gosh, what a Pride night at New York City. Everybody is so excited to be there. Except, Michelle, you were there.
Yes.
Michelle, how did this really happen? How did these crowds actually appear? And, well, just take it from the top. How were you there when Madonna came out?
Yeah, so my niece and a friend of ours, a friend of mine, we were going to see Hamilton at 7. Yeah, it started at 7. So we were in Times Square about 6 o'clock, and I noticed the bleachers were filling up and they were all looking in that direction. And we just kind of walked around, and there were all kinds of camera people and cameramen. And the one camera guy was like, if you girls don't move, you're going to get crushed. No, we would not have been crushed. But we finally were just kind of like, well, what's going on? And some lady was like, hey, they say Madonna's going to perform. And
well, now this is important, Michelle. They say that Madonna is going to perform. They say, okay, keep going. I'll come back to that. Go ahead.
I think it was kind of secretive. Like, I think this lady worked for a media company, and yeah. So was there a huge crowd? I mean, it's Times Square. Like, when is there not a huge crowd? And let's just say I had plenty of space and I was like directly in front of that, basically. Yeah, to the right there. You
stared straight into the heart of Madonna as she walked out on stage. Is that fair?
Yeah, let's just say it wasn't difficult to get good seats.
Okay. So this is the key to it. They did this, Michelle. Everything is a freaking psyop now. And it's so great that you were there because you can tell everybody how this played out. So Times Square is always filled with tourists.
Yes.
What they did is they didn't know that it was Madonna. They didn't know who it was going to be. They just knew something's going to happen because they got bleachers and they got cameras. So everybody kind of stops and all the tourists are like, what's going to happen? And then they bring Madonna out. And guess what? These people probably don't know with their cell phones who the heck this is that's just appeared. They just think as tourists, oh boy, something's happening. And then the media runs with this and tries to claim, look at all the people out in New York. It's New York City. You couldn't, give a heads up on this and get a pride parade going. They couldn't. They had to get tourists in Times Square who had no clue what was going on to gather up so they could bring Madonna out and do a pride thing that they didn't even know what this is. It's all fake, Michelle. Every bit of it is totally fake.
Yes, and it was at like she came on at 6:30, which is right as the time a lot of people just like us are on their way to go to a show because
Right.
Broadway shows start
This
at
is the
7.
greatest.
So yeah, it and then as far as Pride, I'm proud to say I didn't even know what Grinder was. That was the only thing you saw.
Coffee beans.
Was their sign.
Coffee beans, Michelle.
I guess you don't go to Disneyland then, because they talk about it in official events there.
Okay. So the only thing was it was pink and they would show their symbol occasionally, but there was 0 even pride flags in Times Square. So you would not know it was a pride event.
So this is what we've talked about, is how desperate the media is to promote this, but they can't find enough support to pull this off. That's why the corporations are pulling back the merch, and it's the young people, and that's why they couldn't get somebody like a Sabrina Carpenter to come out and do this. They couldn't get a Taylor Swift. They had to get Madonna, and they had to trick the crowds in New York City. Right? The only place that's farther to the left is Berkeley. And even here in New York, they had to get the crowds in Times Square and be like, hey, sit here. Somebody's going to show up. There's cameras everywhere. You want to see something going down in the Big Apple? But sure, I'll stick around and see what it is. Not knowing, oh, it's Madonna doing a pride thing.
This reminds me of the, what is it, like Global Groove that used to be on MTV, where they would just set up cameras in different spots and people would do what Will Smith calls dumb dancing, where they just put the mean expression on their face and they just do the stupidest moves that you've ever seen, but they take it so seriously. Like, what? You don't want to remember the MTV days?
I was thinking how sad this is. You know,
Madonna
has to, have a little window opened in Times Square to have anybody listen to her.
I mean,
can you imagine how sad that must feel?
The Frankie Valli stage of her career, where they're bringing her out in a walker. It's gonna be the sexiest walker you've ever seen, but they're gonna bring her out in a walker one of these days.
Well, Michelle, it's amazing that you just happened to be there and you knew, because we've been covering this and how ridiculous it was and how poorly received it was, and you were there, and it even adds to the fake level of everything. Everything in the legacy media is a freaking psyop. All of it, Michelle.
Yes, because like I said, people are walking to shows at this time because it's at 6:30. People are just getting out, trying to get through. Like the locals are trying to get through back to their house or to the subway. People were going to dinner, and then everyone would just kind of stop and be like, "Oh, okay, it's Madonna." But as far as like an actual crowd, I mean, the actual crowd was not that big at all.
I decided to do a meet and greet at the right before I got on to Harry Potter in the Ministry of Magic. It was a 3-hour wait
in the queue. That's we need to set that up. We could do that, Jonas. We could, until we get kicked out of the park, but we could do that. We could do a meet and greet at the very end of a very popular attraction and then pretend that all the people were there to see us. That's what they did. We're laughing about it, but that's what they did. Hey, look at everybody here for Madonna. No, it's just Times Square, and you all like built bleachers and had people sit down and say, hey, look, what we're going to put up on stage. Boy,
Well,
oh boy.
It even made me wonder, like when the camera guy was like, you ladies need to move or you might get crushed. Before, like several weeks ago, I guess they did one of these surprise sessions with Post Malone. And I can imagine that Post Malone, you probably were getting crushed if you didn't move into certain sections because, I mean, he's at the height of his career.
I mean, I'm not a Post Malone fan, but he still does get listens.
Yes.
He's actually got a career, whereas Madonna, I mean, Madonna was an old act when I was young.
That's right.
Well, and the kicker is she was trying to. Did you guys see? I guess they released the video for her new song with what's his name, Benjamin Cumberbatch or whatever, dancing in it.
What?
Yes, straight up, and it's presented by Grindr yet again.
Oh boy,
got some kind of deal with Grindr, I guess. Yeah, that was the thing. It's not even like we stayed for like 5-10 minutes and then I was like, let's go. Cause the music was literally, I was going to have permanent ear damage if I didn't leave soon. Plus we had to get to our show, but yeah, she wasn't singing any of the songs that people know and love. There was no Material Girl. There was no Like a Prayer. There was none of those songs.
It's hard to sing Like a Virgin now. I mean, that's a difficult song for Madonna to to pull off in the Pampers.
It was just her modern music that was really bad.
I used to work night shift, and I knew that my shift was in. They had music playing all the time, music videos literally all the time, and I knew if they played Jamiroquai and then Ray of Light, that it was time to go home.
I prefer when closing time plays to let you know it's time to go home. That's a much
time. Yeah, that one.
That's the song. That's the song. Pride Month is a time when many companies are backing down, but this time might be Jaguar 2.0, and it's all coming from the meal delivery companies, if you can believe it, who decided to dive deep into the and you nature of Pride. Father's Day sale, 45% off over here on Daily Wire. That's cool, eh? But Megan Bassam, we're fans of Megan. Megan has cited us in the past, and we appreciate that. Megan is writing, I signed up for HelloFresh meal kits. Turns out they're rated X. And that's right, folks. This is a situation where I think we are watching Jaguar, Bud Light 2.0 and 3.0. Get ready, because this is one heck of a story. It says, a 21st century mom who wants to emulate the Proverbs 31 woman may not have a household of servants to help shoulder the countless tasks of daily life, but she does have the modern conveniences that ladies of the Old Testament could never have conceived. Dishwashers, robot vacuums, drive-through pharmacies, and meal kit delivery services like HelloFresh. But at the start of Pride Month, HelloFresh added an unpleasant assignment to my already overloaded schedule, says Megan. Find a new meal delivery service that doesn't come with a side of inappropriate jokes. On June 5th, in honor of the Pride stuff, the company posted on Instagram, we know eating isn't always a top priority this month. We respect that. But for those of you who are ... prepping, we have an extensive lineup of high-fiber recipes available. And then says, Happy Pride. Megan says, for those not initiated into how this works, she says, let me help you decipher what prepping means. HelloFresh is saying that their product is useful for the clearing out of the nether lower regions of the body in preparation for things happening of a, typically unstated sort. She says, yes, that's what it means, all right? For those of you who are listening and still can't figure out what is this about, they basically made a joke about what happens with the bohunkus when two men are in love, all right? Hide the kids. It says, go ahead.
Who's saying love here? I don't know that that's what this is about.
Probably not. You're right.
Whatever.
To a certain extent, conservatives, Christians, and others who adhere to a different understanding of this can be grateful to HelloFresh for saying out loud what so much love is love propaganda tries to obscure. And it goes on to talk about how she feels about this company and about the stuff. But that wasn't all, because then HelloFresh doubled down, right? They made jokes about, using the word, I wholeheartedly thank you, and they all capsed the HOLE out of wholeheartedly thank you. HelloFresh also added a thing that says thank you from the, and all caps again, bottom of our hearts. In other words, this is a company that is supposed to be selling nutritional food, and they are determined to talk about things that make people think of poo. Oh, bother. It's Jaguar 2.0.
Right. And then they
I don't
added
know
in
that that's the best. I don't think that's like, I mean, that's almost like an SNL commercial. I don't think that's the way you go about selling your food service. It will clean out your rectum. I mean, really?
For things that you might want to do later in the bedroom if you are of that type of persuasion.
Right. It rings like own the chuds kind of marketing here. Somebody suggested that they add in the discount code of bottoms up, and they said LOL, and they actually did make it a discount code for this. That's, I mean, hetero, homo, whatever. That's really not appropriate for a meal kit company. Also, right. That is a ridiculously expensive service, and I was not going to buy it anyways. But now, even the people that I know who could afford it, I think they're going to be staying away, because that's just nasty. Nobody needs to be thinking about anybody's bedroom habits when they're ordering a meal kit. Nobody wants to think about cleaning out your bohunkus for the month of June. That doesn't work for anybody. All right, so here's why this matters. So, okay.
because we could sit here and we could make jokes and, we could just rip into this, but Jaguar Land Rover annual profit falls 99% after U.S. tariffs and cyber attack take toll. This is out of The Guardian. Folks, it has nothing to do with tariffs. It has nothing to do with cyber attacks, in my opinion. It has everything to do with Jaguar and their crazy ad. Jaguar nuked themselves with woke, right? Same thing as Bud Light. What if I told you that places like HelloFresh and Blue Apron, which Blue Apron had the chance then to take the market share, and they also did the same kind of stuff, these companies are on the edge of collapse already, so they are flying by the seat of their pants. Da-da-da-da-da-da. They're flying by the seat of their pants, and whoever it is that's running these companies, I don't think they care if they go belly up. I really don't. Delish is writing this. This came out just recently. It says, Blue Apron's exclusive supplier, Fresh Realm, has filed for bankruptcy. The bankruptcy comes after the company was forced to recall numerous products earlier this year. Misfits Market will be taking over as the exclusive supplier for Blue Apron. And it goes on to talk about how this is just a crazy, what would we say, just a crap show behind the scenes. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Unlike Fresh Realm, Misfits Market is dedicated to reducing food waste by selling produce, meats, seafood, and pantry staples that are often rejected by traditional supermarkets due to ugly aesthetics or packaging issues. So now Blue Apron, Blue Apron and places like HelloFresh, they're on the precipice of failure to such a degree that they are taking the rejects from supermarkets with their suppliers going bankrupt. I mean, we are watching these companies, and this is the point I want to make. They are virtue signaling themselves into non-existence. Like, this is the problem with hiring out of the Ivy Leagues, these college graduates to come in and do your marketing. They've got a degree in gender studies, and they come in and they're not dedicated whatsoever to the success of your product. They don't care that the company is failing. They don't care that they're at the edge of the bankruptcy. They don't care that they're becoming Jaguar 2.0. It's about the religion. This is about the cult. This is about the modern message, Michelle. They are determined, no matter what, above all else, to evangelize pride, even if it means that their jobs are gone because the companies collapse, because they believe this. They've been indoctrinated so much that they will make references to the colon and to cleansing the colon as they try to sell food in the month of June. Michelle, it's crazy world, and these companies had better get rid of the crazies or else they're out.
Yeah, I mean, as have already alluded to, I was all over Manhattan, and genuine question I asked walking around, do straight men live here? So, that's for reference there. And even in Manhattan, there was one place that went all out for pride, and that was 30 Rock. That was Rockefeller Center. It had pride flags galore. I mean, I walked up and my niece said, well, that's just obnoxious because there were so many.
What do you think it was like 3 years ago? Because I've been to, a lot of cities in the month of June, and I remember what it was like just a few years ago. You're telling me that even in Times Square now, it was basically one location that was covered in the rainbow stuff.
Yes. I would imagine it was a lot more back then. But I mean, again, I went all over the city over those 4 days, and Rockefeller Center was the only place that was prided out.
So, we're always careful, folks. Everybody out there listening, if you're a grown up, do whatever you want to do. You're grown up, so long as you're acting legally and whatever. But these companies, they're fleeing. Most of the companies have fled. Even Disney has fled all of this stuff because I think it escaped the bounds of what the normal public can accept, right? People are pretending to be dogs and cats now and ponies and crazy stuff in the plus portion of the LGBTQ plus. And it's just interesting to me to watch companies actually nuke themselves today. Like we watched Target, we watched Jaguar, we watched Bud Light, and there are still a few companies that are choosing to self-immolate. Jonas,
actually, can I point something out here? If you are the CEO of a company that you know is doomed, or you say you're the late night host of a show that you know is doomed.
Darn it, this is a great point.
Wouldn't you love to have an excuse that you could blame someone else, that you could throw it onto someone else to say, oh, we know what happened there.
Fooey.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Our Obi-Wan Kenobi show is not going to do very well. Let's really focus on this form of marketing. Oh, our Acolyte show is going to be full of all these things that we know don't sell well in the market. So
I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated. I didn't think of this before you.
When you said they're going down and Blue Apron's going down. Okay, there you go.
Brown Apron. That's a new name. Brown apron. I think you're right, Jonas. The bankruptcies that we're seeing behind the scenes on these meal deliveries, the fact that, I don't want to get us in trouble, but a lot of people say, that they're not necessarily very healthy foods, and you're spending a lot for not great quality, whatever the case may be, right? Not every meal delivery system's the same. But you're right. If they're in collapse, this is a good way to say it was not because of our business acumen. It was because of the bigots. It was the haters. It was the meanies. It was the rubes. It was the rednecks. They made us lose. Darn it, Jonas, you got me. You win. You win the day.
Well, or with, say, the case of, like, I know you guys have talked about Jimmy Kimmel probably not getting his contract renewed.
Yep.
He's going to blame it on, like, people don't want free speech. I mean, I can already see that one coming. That's exactly the route he's going to take.
It's on the way. It's on the way. Folks, what's not on the way? Probably Blue Apron and HelloFresh much longer. So, get your food while you can. Remember, you can grab some of those discount rejected supermarket meals coming to a porch near you. And Jonas, how did we do on being PG, at least on that last segment, which was incredibly hard to do? How did we do, Jonas?
Pretty good. I think I said a few things that I probably could have done a little on, and I didn't do that. So
Bohunkus, I stuck with the Bohunkus that time.
Yeah, that is
Bohiny, right?
Yep. Patrick Anyway for $5. Madonna's moves are definitely looking a tad arthritic.
The Bohiny doesn't move like it used to.
Like a sturgeon. Dark Hierophant for $2. I have no desire to see Grand Madonna.
Grand Madonna.
That's perfect. Chris Dickinson for $2. New York City. That's where I get all my salsa.
New York City.
Yeah. Gilliam 2 gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
Thank you, Gilliam. You are nobody's punching bag. We know that's true. Michelle, I'm going to click a button. It's going to make you go away, but I'll bring you right back. I promise. 3, 2, 1. There's Michelle. Hang on. Wrong places. There we go. You know what? Gilliam, thank you so much. We'll play the clip for you. Bow, bow.
I love it. It's
Bow,
great.
bow, bow, bow.
Just like your
Bow, bow,
miracle.
bow, bow.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Good day all.
And a good day to you.
And to Mark Fields.
That's right. All right, Jonas. I'm feeling badly right now.
You are?
Yeah.
That's not the word, by the way. If you feel badly, that means that your ability to feel is not operating correctly.
Jonas, I feel poorly, and I also feel grammatically shunned.
Well,
Jonas, I feel poorly because I'm looking at the Super Chat gold counter.
Yeah.
Listen,
Seems like everybody likes the avatar. That's very good to hear. I won't have to.
Sure they do. Jonas, I feel poorly because we have the greatest community out there, and I never eat grift. I never beg. I don't do that. But I'm afraid you are going to survive as this visage for another day if we don't hit that goal. And that makes me feel, frankly, nauseous.
I think this visage sent a message. Wait, no, that didn't work. I almost said massage, but no, that doesn't work either.
There's only one thing in a moment like this that can cheer me up, Jonas.
What's that?
Well, 2 things to be absolutely accurate. 1, we're going to have to release the shills. And 2, we'll combat them with an anti-shill who just tells the truth all the time. Shall we?
Yeah.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Let's go.
Jabba, right?
Oh no!
It's a Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 sign me up.
I gotta say, the concept of this is enough for me to go, I might even pre-order this.
Hey, now things are looking better. Welcome to Christian Toto to the show.
Pew, pew, pew.
Sign me up.
I think my favorite is the
I can tell you Lauren's favorite. Lauren's favorite is the fist sniffer, where she goes, I might even pre-order this. All right. Well, we've got Christian Toto of the Hollywood and Toto podcast. Christian, before we dive in, we're going to be talking about Miss Rachel up next. Could you tell the folks out there where they can find you and what it is you do on this great, big, beautiful web?
I am everywhere these days. I have a new story at the California Post about Jerry Seinfeld. I'm writing for hotair.com, the Daily Wire, The Blaze, and a little website called hollywoodintoto.com, which I started 12 years ago.
Phenomenal stuff. We actually were just covering a story that was out of the Daily Wire, so give Megan our best. And Kristen, it's great to see you taking off and succeeding everywhere you go. It's well-deserved. Folks, get on over, swerve to the Hollywood and Toto podcast, as well as Hollywood and Toto, the website. We'll be reading an article from there. The one that's on Jimmy Kimmel, actually, Christian, we're going to be reading from later today, because I think that's so fascinating, just how cruel he is being in the face of about everybody saying, hey, there's corruption involved.
No doubt. It's amazing. I mean, we're used to the unfunny Kimmel, but now we have the cruel and callous Kimmel. Not exactly a good look.
Not a good look at all. All right. Well, let's dive into our next story. We're going to be talking about Miss Rachel. Is she the new Mr. Rogers, or is she a political activist in sheep's clothing, or maybe should we say preschool clothing? We'll tell you on the other side. Well, here's Miss Rachel. Libs of TikTok is posting this on X. Miss Rachel is outside the Delaney Hall DHS Center in New Jersey, singing about knocking down walls and freeing criminal illegal aliens, says Libs of TikTok. Parents, keep your kids away. Now, here is Miss Rachel. If you've not seen her before, I don't know how. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's got all kinds of sponsorships and brand deals. The merchandising at Walmart, Le Target. You can't get away from this woman. She's even in Costco. But she's going over to the Delaney Hall in something that's reminiscent of when AOC pretended to cry at a certain wall. Let's go now to Miss Rachel and what she's up to and what she's doing. And I think the message here is going to be, folks, you might agree with her, you might disagree with her, but is this the kind of stuff that kids need to be involved in? Here we go.
I'll sing from here and you sing from there. Together we'll sing down the walls everywhere.
Now, she's not talking about Jericho, ladies and gentlemen. She's talking about bringing down the borders of the U.S. of A. I'm not making this up. That's literally what she's singing about, is bringing down the borders. She wants no borders, all right? Now, Miss Rachel has been called the Mr. Rogers of this generation. I don't think that's probably the right way to approach it. But it says, for millions of people, this is an article I've put out on thatparkplace.com, for millions of families, Miss Rachel is not a political figure. She is the smiling, over-enunciating, overall-wearing educator who sings Hop Little Bunnies, teaches first words, models baby sign language, and gives toddlers the feeling that someone on the other side of the screen is speaking directly to them. In other words, she has a huge direct connection with little kids in their formative years. That has been enormously powerful. Rachel Griffin Accurso, known professionally as Miss Rachel, built her following by presenting herself as a warm, developmentally informed children's educator in the tradition of great preschool television hosts. She's often referred to as today's Mr. Rogers, gentle, patient, emotionally attuned, and focused on the inner lives of very young children. However, folks, and I'm citing this post that we just showed you, this kind of a photo op, it's got to stop, or else I think parents need to consider removing themselves from Miss Rachel, and I'll explain why. It says here, consider for a moment that the Delaney Hall DHS Center is often where children are being housed because they've been brought in by organized criminal activity to use them in some of the most heinous and evil means imaginable. Miss Rachel isn't at the border protesting the cartels. Instead, she's in New Jersey, close to her productions, doing photo op sing-alongs with kids in a way that is meant to judge the legal system that tries to protect said children and their families. And all because she's trying to get a win when it comes to immigration. But I don't know what the point of this is if it's all about the kids. All right, Christian, what do you think about Miss Rachel becoming such a politically active kind of individual when I don't think this is how Mr. Rogers or even Sesame Street today doesn't do it this way?
I have so much to say. First of all, I'm so glad my kids are teenagers now and not exposed to her. Second of all, I really have to, formally apologize to Barney, who I hated about 10 years ago when he was raising my kids. He never did stuff like this. Third of all, I see this with my teenagers now, where their educators are basically propagandists and they're pushing very specific points of view onto them, not giving them both sides, not teaching them how to think creatively and with different points of view. And finally, if she really cared about kids, she wouldn't be doing this. She would understand her place in the culture and she wouldn't abuse it in this fashion. Listen, she's a bully and a fraud. And you want to talk about some of the abuses going on at the border. You want to talk about the separated families. You want to talk about the families' lives who've been ruined by illegal immigrants who came here and hurt someone and killed someone. Let's talk about that. But her virtue signaling at this sing-along is really reprehensible. I want to be funny about this, but I don't think this is remotely funny.
Well, she also is definitively linked with Mamdani, the mayor of New York. And of course, he's a socialist, communist, whatever you want to call him. But Miss Rachel, and you could say, well, Elmo appeared in Congress, right? Okay, here's the deal. I'll give an anecdote, okay? In my navigating of this world, there was a time in a prior career where there was a young lady who would basically not speak. And it was brought to my attention that this young lady basically would not speak. And we needed to figure out why the young lady would not speak. There were no issues that would cause her to not talk and this sort of thing. And what came to our attention is this individual who was within the organization had been trafficked into the United States, had suffered some of the most, heinous things under the control of the cartels, and as a result had been tormented into, let's say, not interacting with society in a healthy way anymore. Just absolutely tormented in a way that was just awful. And I think about at the Delaney Hall Immigration Detention Center that perhaps some of those people who might have tormented this young woman, that might be the place they go. Or that if she were being tormented, or if the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of kids who have gone through that same sort of thing crossing the border, if they are taken to the detention center to keep them away from their tormentors, then I'm A-okay with separating kids until we figure out where are the loving parents, if there are any. And if not, where are other loving family members? And for Miss Rachel then to do a photo op singing outside as if, she's protesting the atrocities of World War II, I think it's so utterly disingenuous. I think it's ultra low resolution and it paints with such a broad brush. I think it's just awful. I think it's awful.
I couldn't agree more. And also, where are the journalists? Where are the people asking her some tough but fair questions about all the work that she does? Will she ever face a single sobering question about her activism? It just never happens. And that's one of the wonderful things if you have certain points of view and you want to share them with the world. And by the way, when you become a children's entertainer, it's a really special position. It has power. There's a responsibility involved. It's almost like a duty to do better and to treat kids well and to do everything at your disposal to make their lives a little brighter, to make them a little more well-informed, to work with their parents. And she's just pushing all that aside because she's an activist. That's a really negative, nasty thing. I met Mr. Rogers years ago when I was working in Pittsburgh, and he was delightful and he was exactly as you think. And I was the journalist there, but he was asking me more questions than I was asking him. But you look at the life and the span of his career, he never abused his position like she's doing right now. Shame on her.
Right.
I looked into it. All of the journalists are in foxholes in the desert and in under combat conditions.
All right, Paley Peely, that's a different story.
Gotta stick your chin out.
That's right. Michelle, the other thing with Miss Rachel, she gets all these brand deals. She gets these huge sponsorships. Her cartoon face is everywhere. And then that's when she pulls this. And I wonder how many of those companies may regret being associated with her now. I don't know how they might feel, but this is not the first major controversy for her. She's been caught many times posting things that then she says, well, it was a mistake, or I didn't mean to click the button, or I didn't mean to like that. And then the typical response that she does is she cries. Like she will do some kind of tearful, it's not my fault, I'm being picked on, I'm going to disappear from the internet for a while, I just love kids thing. And it's like, okay, we've done that enough now. Why are you dancing in front of the barbed wire? What are you up to exactly?
Yeah, well, this is my introduction to Miss Rachel. I
am so sorry.
I did not know
so
who Miss Rachel was.
I feel badly about us now. Have you not wondered who this cartoon, kid-looking character with the overalls is on the toilet paper and the diapers and all that?
I've not seen it. Yeah, this is, again, I've not ever seen Miss Rachel.
We got to go check out the baby aisle so you can you'll say she's everywhere. She's everywhere.
Yeah, she kind of gives the energy of like, but less cool. The kindergarten teacher in Billy Madison.
Have you listened to her yet? While we were doing the thing? Okay, imagine this. It's something like this. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're at the Delaney Detention Center. People are evil. Can you say evil? Like that would be Miss Rachel, and that's the level that she speaks. So to see her, weighing in on immigration is it's a strange world. Jonas, I'll give you the final thought on Miss Rachel. I think that a lot of well-meaning parents sometimes sit their kids in front of Cocomelon or Bluey or Miss Rachel or whatever. And listen, I think Bluey's fantastic. Do that, but parents have to know now that some of these kids content creators, they're political activists, and they're not. They have no qualms about putting in political messaging to kids' shows.
Right. Well, there used to be something called standards and practices that would keep them away from all of this stuff, and then they started putting GLAAD consultants on sets of major productions. When you have a YouTube entertainer who is doing all of this stuff, you never know. You might be watching a video that is about the progress of the Gonzo costume at Disney parks, and then all of a sudden you get a rant from a bizarre, indoctrinated, person in their middle age talking about the Gonzarella episode of Muppet Babies. So YouTube has no standards other than the standards of what the individual content creator is, and it's a funny thing. Whenever they do start diminishing the reach of anything on YouTube, it tends to go in one direction. So in a way, YouTubers are, quote unquote, more relatable. But in another way, that also means they may not have the practice on not being as corruptible as an establishment person. Not that the establishment isn't corrupt already. With Miss Rachel, we dodged that bullet in our house, but we also have a rule that we have to watch something before our kids are able to watch that unsupervised. And even then, you still need to keep an ear open, because you never know when Elmo's going to start talking about who's at the Pride picnic. Not that we watch Sesame Street anymore either. My goodness, this is really the problem. They've killed children's entertainment in the name of propaganda, and it's so frustrating. It is honestly, it's anxiety inducing for a lot of parents that I talk to, that they don't want to trust anything that their kids are after. So they just turn off Disney Plus altogether, and they say, oh, well, we'll watch Super Kitties. Well, Super Kitties also got GLAAD nominations. So you really can't trust the YouTubers for the children's content.
Jonas, any thoughts on the brand partners and how they might be feeling now that she's also, she's become such an activist? Do you think they have regrets, or do you think most of those companies are in line?
I'd shut it down. To me, this is something that the brand partners need to get away as soon as possible. The idea of selling children's products and having any of this on it, she's not a brightly colored figure like an Elmo or a Grover. She is just some lady in pink with overalls. This is a brand that has not reached the saturation that it needs to be a mainstay. Right. I know there's somebody out there who cannot get away from Miss Rachel that thinks I'm crazy, but no, this can be replaced by a bunch of puppies in cartoon first responder hats on the drop of a dime. So
to give people an idea, and we're not naming these for any kind of nefarious purposes, folks. We're not telling you to make any kind of transactional decisions. I just want for you to understand who's stuck with her right now, and maybe they want to get out. Stride Right, which is a footwear company, that does the light up shoes for kids. She's got a sippy cup deal. She is Target sells potty training gift sets that have her on it. There's an organic baby food company called Stonyfield Organic that she's with. She has deals with listen to some of these. They might agree with her. She's with Save the Children. She's with the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, the World Food Program USA.
Wonder Mom Donnie likes her.
But she's with Crayola. So some of these are like bigger brands like Crayola. I mean, I bet Crayola did not anticipate that she would be doing this sort of thing when they said, hey, let's stick our crayons, attach that to the brand.
I actually disagree with you on this to a degree. I think that the Bud Light cancellation campaign was an aberration. I think for the most part, people who would be aghast at this don't really mobilize and don't activate.
Do you think that's true, Christian, with kids content though? Because the kids content thing, people are more, I think, and the reason I ask that is because of Disney. We saw the reaction to Disney with like Lightyear and Strange World. So do you think that same crowd is paying attention or no?
I think the Disney stuff was chronic. It was in your face. You could recognize it directly. And it had a lot of energy behind it, especially on digital media. I just don't get the sense that people are as activated, collectively worried about what we're seeing now with Miss Rachel. I just don't think it's got that the numbers to make them worry right now, because it's going to take big numbers to make these advertisers say, oh, wait a minute, maybe we made a mistake. That's what had to happen to Bud Light. They were going to go, guns a-blazing with Dylan Mulvaney, as they didn't care. But when everything crashed around them, then they cared. You got to see some sort of dramatic action before these companies realize maybe it's not good to align ourselves with someone like Miss Rachel.
I'll throw one more in here. Miss Rachel is not co-viewing. Muppets was a co-viewing brand. Sesame Street was something that an adult could potentially watch with their child and not necessarily be mind numb by it. Coco Melon and Miss Rachel are in a realm that a parent puts it on and they want to do something else.
And that's why it's more insidious what she's up to.
Content. This is something that you put on to try to distract your child so you can have a little me time or something.
Do the dishes, yeah.
So the danger is higher because parents don't want to watch it. And I actually think that's the problem with Disney. Disney is a co-viewing brand, or you get infantilized adults who want to give it the excuse of it being a kid's film, but they get some of their own feelings trickling in there because of the former quality of what it was. So we talk about the Disney adults all the time, and I'm an adult who likes old Disney content. I'm not going to lie. My daughter was watching Cinderella the other day, and they start playing When You Wish Upon a Star, A Dream Is Your Wish Your Heart Makes. And I get choked up at the wonder of that masterpiece or any other older Disney piece of content. And there is a reclamation of your childhood there. That's not the case with Miss Rachel. It is belittling to children, this content. And Fred Rogers spoke to children where they are, but he respected them. So Fred Rogers really stands apart. He hated the commercialization of children's stuff. He never had products for children in that way. He had some storybooks that were about life lessons. He didn't. You weren't going out there and seeing Rogers' face on the shelf. So it's just like, to me, it's like Roblox. If this disappeared forever, I wouldn't. The brand, I'm not saying anything about the person. I wish you would find another line of work as far as that concerned. Nothing would be lost if this was gone. It would just be replaced with the next thing.
There you go, folks. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe switching over to Bluey or Blippy, and sing about a garbage truck. Miss Rachel, you might tune into her, and she's saying, do you know the letter A? Can you say Mamdani? Can you say vote Mamdani? Yay, commies! The letter C. All right, we've got to say farewell and bye-bye to Michelle. But before we do, super chats for her, please.
Yep. William Thompson for $20. Hello, Michelle, my favorite YouTuber of all time, and I believe in Korean cheerleaders. always.
Well, hello, William.
I'm not sure where the Korean cheerleaders are. Where
What do you
did they
mean?
go, bro?
They're always available. They're always ready to go. Pom-poms for Wild Bill Thompson.
Clap it up, light it up, feel that roar.
We shine brighter, we want more. Hearts in the stands, hands in the air. All for the name that we all share. I am THOMPSON. William Thompson, that's our man. Hey, we love William Thompson. Shine like the sun, he's number one. Hands up, hands high, feel that pride. Big W in the sky.
That's a bonus, Chuck.
Big W in the sky. Let's see. I think that was the one that specifically named Michelle, so I wanted to make sure it got on screen.
Michelle, before you go, any final thoughts on how you feel now that you've experienced Madonna in a drive-by Times Square Pride concert? How do you feel now?
I'll never be the same.
Never. Those hips don't lie, Michelle. Those hips don't lie. They also don't move very much anymore. All right. Michelle, tell everybody out there about your channel and what you're up to.
Yes, yeah, you can go check out Force of Light Entertainment, where my sister and I do movie reactions and reviews. Let's see, we just put out our reaction to Moneyball this week, and then to the first episode of Twin Peaks that just came out just a little bit ago. And I'm sure we will do a review, though I'm not so hopeful anymore. A review of Disclosure Day will be coming probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same. And Michelle, just one more time for you, because I think we can see you somewhere along there. Where were you in all of this?
I was, let's see, if you go back to where it shows like in front of her, I was pretty much directly in front of her to the right.
Wow, you must have waited for hours to get the hottest spot in New York City that day.
Literally walked right up.
Well, there you go then. Okay. Poor Madonna. All right, Michelle, we'll see you real soon.
Nice to see you guys. Yes, talk to you guys soon. Bye.
WJB Daily for $5. Shills unite.
They did, and they will.
Pew, pew, pew. Wendy F for $5. Old Jonas is back.
Please, folks, we still got 25 more to go. I'm worried now we're not going to get there. We have to force this man to change.
The people have chosen. EvilNet for $5. Perhaps it's time for a poll. Yes, Jonas must change his avatar. No, continuing driving pro nuts.
Now, I'm worried that people now vote not along with their heart because they want the comedy of watching me suffer with this ugly visage below me.
I can always make it worse, I suppose. iRate Specialist for $4.99. I sent Jonas some more avatar ideas, including a Cybertruck Jonas.
I would love that. It would look like the Pixar Cars version of a Cybertruck.
What about
with a mustache?
What about a Cybertron, Jonas? How about that? Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $5. Does anyone think Jonas's avatar looks like a reject from Archer? That seems to be the prevailing sentiment. Yes.
Reject, I go with that, yeah.
Yep. Patrick Genaway for $5. If Miss Rachel is everywhere, does that make her Chicken Man? Apologies for the 70s radio reference.
Is that, by the way, no. I was trying to think of the Family Guy reference. Why did they ever started that fighting chicken, the rooster? Was that just a one-off gag that just took off for them?
I think, is it a one-off gag? I feel like...
No, it became something where they kept recurring. It's been on for 25 years now, but... Yeah.
Family Guy does that thing where they will make a bit go on longer than it should. One, it kills time excellently. And two, they have the excuse of are you seriously doing this bit? Spring 91 Bear for $2. I'd rather watch Barney than that idiot.
Oh boy. Let's go stop by the detention center and see what's going on, kids. Oh no, Barney's been shot.
Detail Devil for $2. You can fit a lot of powder in that tail. Detail Devil for $2. Toto, I think it's critically creative equals lefty facts. Huh? Oh, wait. To be fair, think creatively makes me think my truth.
That'll do that.
That's the worst phrase in the world, by the way.
Speaking of creativity, I'm now imagining Barney saying,
"Oh, kids, my Barney's bleeding out. Barney probably shouldn't have passed by that security checkpoint."
Does Barney bleed purple?
It's like Reptile. It's green.
Bald Hoplite for $5. Good to see you.
Hey, thank you. And Bald, if you meant to send in a message with that, just let our mods know. We'll get it up on screen.
I think you'd probably prefer to be called Hoplite.
true. Probably true. Don't you make a judgment there, Jonas. Don't be prejudiced. He could be accepting of the bald in a way that you are not.
What? The first Dragon Queen for $2. I can only offer uglier than Jonas.
It's getting poisonal.
I feel
getting harsh out there.
I feel under attack.
Folks, please keep the harsh up and keep those super chats coming. We've got to change this man. All right, for once in his life, he's got to make a change. Jonas, are you ready? If we hit the super chat goal, will you promise? Will you give the assurance right now you will change the avatar?
No mustache could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, then, well, I guess we've got how many super chats left?
Wait,
25.
Is this Jonas Fluid?
I thought I would change the avatar, but everybody doesn't like it. Or rather, there's a vocal, let's say, minority that doesn't like it.
They're not Russian bots and trolls, Jonas. All of them agree. This is ugly.
No,
you need to change.
No, there's a couple. I saw them.
They're pretenders. All right, folks, let's dive in to the next story item. What do we got? Well, we're going to talk about the fact that we're seeing the first major franchise fall. We've been talking about this, how long until one is actually truly dead? Is it Star Wars? Is it Star Trek? Well, we know the first one now. It's Doctor Who. Yeah. Let's go there right now. Stick a fork in it. It's done. Doctor Who is finally dead. And it could mean we know where Star Wars and Star Trek have been led as well. That Park Place, writing this, Marvin Montanaro, the author. Doctor Who could be off the air until 2031, as producers reportedly have little interest in taking over the series. Now, for those of you keeping count, that would mean 5 years of no more Who. Sorry to those who live in Whoville. The future of Doctor Who appears more uncertain than ever, as a new report from Deadline suggests the long-running BBC sci-fi series could remain off television for years while the broadcaster searches for a new creative direction. The report comes just one day after news broke that the BBC had canceled this year's planned Christmas special and confirmed the departures of showrunner Russell T Davies and production company Bad Wolf. While many fans initially reviewed the announcement as a routine behind-the-scenes shakeup, Deadline's latest reporting paints a far more troubling picture. According to the outlet, industry insiders believe Doctor Who may not return until 2028 at the earliest. And some producers are now suggesting the series could be rested for as long as 5 years. If that timeline proves accurate, one of television's most iconic franchises could remain off air all the way until 2031. Now, I know we've got a lot of folks who are interested in Doctor Who, or at least once upon a time were interested in Doctor Who, and I don't think we've ever covered Doctor Who here on the channel before. I'm not a fan of it. Covered things that I'm not well aware of. But what I am interested about in this report is that it may be the first major franchise and one of the biggest held by its parent company to go dormant, they say, we can't fix this, put it to bed. And we've been watching this, Christian, now for years, questioning, like, what's the strategy they'll go with Star Trek? They've killed it. What do we do now? Same thing with Star Wars. And there are a bunch of other franchises, too, that fall into this, right? But Doctor Who may actually spend some time off air. Now, I don't know if you agree with that or if you think they'll bring it back in 28, 29, whatever. But I think now we've reached the precipice where these franchises, people are legitimately asking, are they going to go into hibernation while we try to figure out how to fix it? What do you think, Christian, in terms of these huge, massive franchises going dormant now, possibly?
Well, I mean, I think on paper, it's actually a good idea. I mean, if they are struggling, if the fan base is not excited by the new content, for all those reasons, I think taking a knee is not the worst possible outcome. I just think that I just want them to learn why they're taking a knee, why fans are not interested, what went wrong with these different projects. And that's the bigger issue. Will they learn the lessons they need to learn? I don't know if they will. But the bottom line is that the ratings have been going down with Doctor Who. Obviously, what we're seeing with Star Wars, with Star Trek, ratings are down, box office is down. It's the public telling them, we're not interested in what you're doing to these franchises at the moment. I still think there's a love there. I think that there's a connection there. I think there's hope for or better tomorrow. But if you keep putting out dreck, you're just going to chase people away. So, taking a knee, not so terrible.
I can tell you just anecdotally, when I would drive around, I would see tons of cars that would have that bumper sticker, my other car is a TARDIS. And there's nothing anymore about Doctor Who. I see nothing in the mainstream. Like all of that is gone. I know this was always sort of a more nerdy thing and definitely a British thing, but it's gone from public perception. And I think Star Wars and Star Trek are there. That's why The Mandalorian Grogu probably hits 330 million and wipes out of the box office. I don't know, though, and I'm curious, Christian, what you think. I don't know that some of these franchises can go into hibernation because they're considered merchandise machines. But at the same time, if they don't fix them, then all the merch just goes to Ollie's and Five Below and, to the Dollar Trees and dollar stores. And that's not a great way for these franchises to continue on either. So I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know if you can reconfigure these things in the speed they need to, because often the problem is not the franchise necessarily. The problem is the team that's behind the franchise. And that means you have a personnel issue that you have to change. You have to change the talent behind the scenes and their vision for what it is they want to do.
Well, I agree. I think the other problem, even though I'm in favor of them taking a pause, when you do that, you run the risk of losing your grip on the culture. We haven't seen a new James Bond movie in several years.
Yep. That's a great point.
An actor to play James Bond, that means you have to find him, prep him, get the script ready, go before the cameras, do post-production, roll it out. We're still years away from another James Bond film, and the culture changes dramatically over time. It changes quickly. What we like today, what we worship today on small screens and large, it changes. So if you're Doctor Who or even Star Wars, if you go away for a little while with the best of intentions, when you come back, we could just collectively shrug. So there's that risk as well.
And what you're talking about is the generational loss, right? Where it is not passed on to the next generation, which is what some of these mega franchises require, is that the parent hands it off to the child or to the teenager, whatever, and it keeps going, it keeps cycling, and you refresh it, just like with James Bond and some of these franchises. Like James Bond, that's an interesting reference. And so I really appreciate that you brought it up, because James Bond is viewed as like intrinsically evil. Like they hate the character. They do. They go back and they watch Sean Connery and they watch Roger Moore and the depiction there, and they think that it is completely anti-woman. They think it is completely antiquated and awful and unacceptable, and it deserves a warning label. And so they don't want the franchise. I think if they do make another one, they'll have to change it, right? For modern audiences.
I have a little bit of faith in Amazon right now. They hold the keys to the Bond franchise. I think they understand how tricky, how slippery the ice is under their feet right now. And I think if they pull anything wokish or suspicious, I think that hardcore base is out. And then who do you have? I mean, you need that hardcore base with Bond at this point. Listen, they've been doing Bond stuff since the early 1960s. It's an incredibly durable brand. And I think it'd be hard to crush it, but certainly possible. You make another bad movie, you pick a poor Bond, you kind of make him woke or just kind of lose what matters about the franchise, and you're in trouble. And you're absolutely right. These new showrunners, these new screenwriters, they don't even have a love and affection for the source material. Listen, I don't want James Bond to be swatting the Bond girl on the butt in a very dismissive fashion. I think we've all moved on from that silliness, but it's okay for him to woo women. It's okay to be the object of affection for these different women. That's just fantasy and escapism. There's nothing wrong with that. And if there was a female action hero and she was flirting with a man, I wouldn't care at all. That's just Hollywood. That's just showbiz. That's just romance and glamour. We're getting upset about the silliest of things. I do think Disney's making a very wise move in re-releasing this original Star Wars film next year in theaters. That's going to be quite a pop culture earthquake, because we're going to remember just how good that movie is and why we cared about it in the first place. Probably should have done it sooner, but you keep putting out mediocre content. And that Mandalorian movie, I know we've talked about it before. What a disappointment! What an embarrassment! What a rush job! What an ill-thought adventure! I mean, I could go on for days about how that was just a complete waste. And that was their first movie in 6-7 years. So
right,
you can't.
People expected a tremendous steak, a wonderful masterpiece, and they were served vanilla paste.
I think it probably speaks to the ubiquity of Disney Plus that none of this stuff can be missed anymore. And I really think that's the problem with Star Trek and Doctor Who. All of this obscure stuff that you used to have to be a member of a fandom to really get into. You know, the internet has eliminated the need to get deep into the lore because AI will just tell you what the obscure things are. So it's taken some of the fun of being a nerd out of some of nerd culture because now people get paid to be the deep nerds on all of this stuff. And you look at what's happened to the only remaining Star Wars channels now. They like whatever comes out, as opposed to what nerds used to be known for is having an opinion. And not necessarily a positive opinion. They would say, oh, well, you did this, but I would have done it differently because I actually know this series better than you. With Doctor Who, all of a sudden, you get to this point where all of the people who have negative opinions about what happened are you're no fan of the series. You know,
bigots.
It's this problem where it's become too corporate. It's become too mainstream. And it should have been it's the clearest sign. We made jokes about it. When Doctor Who arrived on Disney Plus, the place where franchises go to die, that was it. That was the death knell of this show. The only thing that seems to have survived Disney Plus and received any form of popularity is Bluey.
Where they did not want to play all the episodes of Bluey because it's too darn traditional. And so,
Jonas, can I ask a quick question? I think you're hinting on this. I want to make sure I have it right. Part of what you're saying is that the fact that everything is available to us 24/7, we don't get a chance to miss it. Is that
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you meet a new girl and you want her to be interested in you, you have to leave a little something there. You know, you have to go away before you get irritating. That's the best strategy, guys, by the way, out there. If you want some dating advice, get to know the girl, but make sure that you're not available 24/7. Go find something else to do with your time.
Right, or else you'll wonder if you have anything else to do with your time.
Exactly.
Dating tip segue. This is pretty good.
That's
but
right.
now, well, it's the same thing with the Disney Vault. The Disney Vault was a genius strategy because you would go, oh, I have nostalgia for this thing. But now here we are. We're getting the live action remake of Moana, which is the #1 Disney movie on streaming right now. So no one's missing Moana. This is going to sit next to Moana. And you're just going to say, okay, well, why would I watch the other one? Well, this is the one where it's the same people.
Well, what I wanted to ask you guys before we exit this topic is, what I'm waiting to see, I suppose, is that there are economies built around these franchises where it's not just the company that's making money off this. We laugh about the shills, but there are fan organizations and access organizations that they only exist because of these franchises, and so they go to conventions, they sell third-party merchandise. They gather up groups to go and have fun and role play and all this kind of stuff. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the first thing we watch collapse. Like these people who, the 501st at Star Wars, like, can they maintain the number of fans that are necessary to do those kinds of things? And like Star Trek, all the people who will go to the cons and dress up and do that kind of stuff, like, do these start to collapse now that they have a decision? They can either hate on the modern stuff and lose access, or they can continue to shill, but then nobody wants to attend because everybody's angry about what the franchises are. And I think that's the next step we see.
It's like the canary in the coal mine, right?
Yeah, that's the first sign that it's over.
I think the worst thing that can happen to a franchise right now is for one of these mega corporations to become aware of it and try to boost it. Heaven help Warhammer if it becomes the most popular series on the planet.
Well said, Jonas. Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more than 800 of the finest, best looking, and best smelling folks joining us right now. And we don't care what your loved ones say. You don't listen to them. You smell great today. Jonas, those super chats, they look shiny and beautiful. Let's get them on the screen.
Speaking of smelling, Mo Zamboni, member for 5. I stand with Jonas, just not very close.
8 feet. 8 feet.
Yep.
Go beyond what the pandemic said.
Thank you very much. And then Mo says they rested Doctor Who for a while in the 90s. Worked great. Yes.
I think they're going to have to with the other franchise. I think Star Wars and Star Trek are going to have to. They're going to have to go into hiding for a while, and really no Disney Plus shows, that kind of stuff, while they figure out how to fix this thing.
Make sci-fi nerdy again. There's something about painting little figurines that makes women go, huh? You can't talk about it in polite conversation without people looking at you like you're a little nerdy. And that's a good thing for the franchise. It's good to have nerdy things that you don't bring up without everybody being like, what? Sean, formerly artist John Cusack, for 5. Pro needs that helicopter, so start super chatting. Cheap people. It's my birthday, by the way, but all those free watchtowers skip wishing me happy birthday and fund Pro.
Sean,
happy birthday, Sean.
Sean, we're so happy that it's your birthday, and no chopper needed here. Jonas would get very sick of the Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes that we would do if we had a chopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because every end of a show, you know what we'd say, Jonas. Go ahead and do the line. Give us the line, Jonas.
Get to the chopper.
It's not.
Happy birthday!
I cut you off, Christian. What were you going to say?
I was doing an alternate Arnold line. I just wanted to. I said, not a tumor.
Not a tumor.
Yeah, I think that's it's a funny thing. I don't do a very good Arnold impression, but if I do the singing one, the "Hear the lamentation of the women," for some reason that one seems to go over well.
Yes, it does.
Patrick Ganaway for 5. Regarding my last super chat, Chicken Man was a short 5 minutes, a short that aired on FM radio in the 70s. He was a superhero who attempted to solve crimes.
Sounds like the arch villain in Lauren's origin story.
Reminded of Todd Schnitt he had a guy, maybe his name was Melvin, that would get into disasters and call into radio stations. Bald Hoplite for 5. Baldy is fine, and so is Hoplite. All right.
See,
Baldy.
Jonas, I told you.
Yeah.
He owns it.
Patrick Getaway for 5. Hollywood needs to quit fooling around with franchises and keep them intact. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the best way to keep things intact is to give the fans what they want.
People who love them.
Yeah, we don't subvert expectations at restaurants, do we? No, you ordered lasagna. I want the lasagna. I ordered Star Wars. Give me the darn Star Wars.
That's a great way to put it. If I order a pizza, don't put barbecue sauce on it unless I'm expecting barbecue sauce.
Here we go. Going to be pineapples on pizza arguments. You've done it. You did it.
Pineapple, ham and pineapple, not good on a pizza. I mean, it's fine. Ham, bacon, and pineapple. There you go.
Christian, can I move you for just a minute? Would you mind if I move you? Jonas, you go up here because I'm going to put the link back up there, the QR code, and I didn't want it to block Christian. The QR code is up there, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like, and I'll tell you what, Christian deserves to be top row. Yeah. The QR code is there, folks. If you want to download the open beta for our new game, Zax, go check it out. You can stack the colors and get all kinds of clears. Open beta is available all the way until the Southeast Game Exchange, where we will be revealing the final version. So go check it out. Check out the QR code and go play Zax today. We would appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Pixel Ghost for 5. I have my other ride as a TARDIS sticker. I love Doctor Who, but for me, it ended when Capaldi left. Let Doctor Who rest. It had a long gap before. It can again.
Starting to hear that in a lot of franchises.
I didn't get it. The Eccleston Doctor didn't connect for me, but David Tennant was so good in that role. And then they managed to bring David Tennant back and ruined it again. Teddy D for 5. I'm torn between Obi-Wan Jonas and alcoholic late night private investigator Fonus. That's good, Teddy. Douglas Nutt for 2. Look at the new one, but we have Moana at home.
Yeah, why go watch? Christian, what do you think about this? The way that The Rock looks, where he has lost a lot of weight. It's obvious he's 50 years old. He's wearing a very bad, it's just not a great wig. It looks like he shaved Weird Al's hair and put it on his head. And then he's wearing a rubber muscle suit that makes him like, it's not even the same color as his head, the skin on his head. It's so, why, Christian?
I just want one of these. Well, I guess we had a lot. Snow White seemed like an aberration. It was everything went wrong, could go wrong, went wrong. But I'm just exhausted by these live action adaptations, especially when they just saw the real thing. Just makes no sense. I mean, just re-release the old one, save all the production costs, and put it out there. Listen, if you're a parent and you got a kid and like Moana, they're going to go see it. I understand that it does fill a void, I guess. But boy, this one feels even more desperate than the other ones we've seen.
I'm going to point out that when the live action remakes became their own division within the company, that was the end of it. That was just say, we're going to do these whether or not we should or not.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Can't Dwayne Johnson just say no? Doesn't he have enough cash?
he's got to fund that hair care line.
Hang on a second. I got to zoom this in, folks, so you can see. The body is not the same color as the neck and the head. There is so much wrong here. There is so much wrong here.
Is he perpetually skinnier now? I know he did that for a role, but is that kind of, I mean, he's been pumped up like an air tube forever.
I'm stealing that from you, Christian. That will be used again on the Pro Show later. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right, Jonas, any more super chats, or do we have permission to launch into the stratosphere with our final two topics?
Irate Specialist says the internet needs Will Tonus. Oh, that's, you know, I'm not going to lie. That's a creative one, but
that sounds unpleasant.
I have the executive veto on that one.
You know, I can finally say that we've come across something that's worse than how you currently look. Will Tonus is worse. Man, it really is.
I'm glad it's not my actual face.
You're a horrid looking man right now at that avatar, Jonas. I'm sorry, but I'm not. All right, folks, we are, let's see here. We are 9 away from the goal, but the timer ran out. So here's what I'm going to do, because I really want Jonas to change. I mean, really, it's unpleasant, it's unseemly, and we're losing viewers by the minute on it. So here's what we're going to do. 30 minutes on the clock. We're going to wrap up the show with 2 more stories. Here's what you can do for us, folks.
The people have already spoken, man.
Only 10 more, okay? We're not going to hit the 50. Just get me to 40, all right? Just 10 more super chats, 30 minutes, 10 super chats. We're changing Jonas forever, all right? Let's do it. Let's go there. Let's make it happen. All right, gentlemen, it's time. Let's hit the final 2 stories. They're great. Even if the subject matter is not, we're going to have a good time. And the first one up is, of course, going to Hollywood in Toto, because Jimmy Kimmel has gone from unfunny to cruel, and he's making us all eat gruel with his takes on politics these days. You know, we're not fans of Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel is not fans of being kind or decent or any of those things. But now he's reached an all-new low. HollywoodandToto.com has this one. If you're not yet bookmarked to the website, well, you should be. And our panelist here with us today, Christian Toto, is the author. Jimmy Kimmel's cruel attack on Spencer Pratt explained. It says ABC's far-left host mocks feisty candidate, ignores possible election interference. Now, this is a really big story, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It says Spencer Pratt's slide from second place to also ran in the LA mayoral race stinks to high heaven. Is it illegal, unethical? We don't know, and we may never know. But I will tell you that on my Patreon, I actually talked about how quite a few people are calling for Pratt to sue over this and try to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court because of the level of corruption. Okay. Either way, it says, watching alleged third place finisher. And how do we say her name, Christian?
Is it Nithya Raman or Raman? I don't.
Nithya, that's where I keep getting, and I always think if I say ramen that people are going to say, oh, pro's making fun, you know, with the noodle thing. I'm like, I don't know, but okay.
Both ways, honestly.
Yeah, me too. The rise from the electoral ashes should make everyone squeamish. Now, the reason it should make you squeamish is because we've looked into this, and it's actually statistically improbable at the best that suddenly after the election that the mail-in ballots switched. Like if you look at both of them, it's like a 19-point swap. She gets a 9-point increase. He gets a, you know, but it's a huge change, and that should not be possible just based on when the ballots are received. There shouldn't be any change based on when ballots are received. There's not a change in demographics that are sending it in. That shouldn't happen. So it's exceedingly strange. It says, remember mere days ago when a teary-eyed Raman all but conceded in the race? Jimmy Fallon of Fox Across America says, reminding listeners of yet another reason to question the slow-moving election results. Either way, Pratt doesn't deserve anyone's disdain. He waged a smart, tough campaign, one that called out his opponents for their terrible track records, including, by the way, burning down an area in the city of Los Angeles the size of the city of Paris. He used his personal tragedy to bolster his message, shrewdly using AI to create viral videos, and along the way, shared why LA needs new leadership. It's not hard to respect his hard work, hustle, and pain. Some campaigns invite blowback. Heck, they all but beg for it. Pratt's campaign was different, but tell that to Jimmy Kimmel. The far-left host of Jimmy Kimmel Live trashed Team Pratt repeatedly from his broadcast podium. It's freedom of speech, man. We expect this, right? But It's a poor one. Okay, so let's go to you now, Christian. I want to ask you, why did you feel the need to write the article? What is it that Jimmy Kimmel did this time that was so bad, so awful, that you think brings him to sort of a new low, if he can even go there?
Well, first of all, what he does here isn't really funny. It's activism. It's this sort of whole new shtick he does, very partisan in nature. But, listen, if he wants to go guns a-blazing against President Trump, well, President Trump throws tons of sharp elbows. And he says some dumb things, and he says some combative things, and he says some things that will inspire blowback. And I get that, and he gets that. It's just the world he lives in. Pratt didn't do that. Pratt's home burned down. His belongings are gone. And California residents, many of them, including him, they haven't been able to build their home back because of permits, because of regulation, because of insurance problems, because of the complete incompetence of that city and state. He's running for a reason. He's not a lifetime politician. So for all those reasons and all that context, and the fact that Pratt wasn't MAGA, wasn't Republican overtly so, wasn't cruel, and now basically Jimmy Kimmel is like a sports fan saying, nah, hey, goodbye, as they're leaving the arena. It's just, it just really struck me. Listen, I could report on Kimmel every day, and I don't do that because what's the point? He says the same thing as essentially every day. And unless it's like really newsworthy, I just ignore it. It's like, when Robert De Niro says anti-Trump stuff every other day, well, all the media covers it each and every time, which is ridiculous because it's what he does. There's nothing newsworthy about it.
But this is different.
This felt different. It felt mean. It felt cruel. And, I'm sure the audience lapped it up because they're trained to lap it up. But
there's signs above them that tell them, clap like seals.
Why would he do that? Given Pratt's story, and listen, Pratt, I don't think is going to run for different offices. I think he's probably a one and done guy. He made it very personal because it was very personal to him. I don't think he was vicious. Why would you kick him when he's down? The left is all about punching down. This is genuinely punching down, and Kimmel doesn't have a problem with it.
So my takeaway here, and this is why this story is so important. People say, well, Kimmel just hates Trump. Nope. Kimmel hates you.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with Kimmel hates you.
Yeah.
And when your house burns down and you run to try to change that so other people's homes don't burn down, he'll make a joke about U-Hauls when you lose. And even if this goes to the Supreme Court because people are saying, hey, this is totally corrupt, this can't continue, nobody believes in elections anymore, and we're not making a decision whether it was right or wrong, folks. I'm just telling you, if people don't believe in the authenticity of the elections, you got a problem. So that's the level of corruption here and how people feel about it. And Kimmel will mock you and ignore everything. I want to go to the clip and then I want to get Jonas's thoughts on this. This is what Kimmel did. Now remember, Spencer Pratt's home was burned down. This is not unintentional when Kimmel mocks him with the U-Haul joke. Okay? Spencer Pratt lost his home to the fires that Jimmy Kimmel, cried about, but apparently he's not crying for people like Spencer Pratt. He's not crying for people like you if you disagree with one single jot. If you disagree, Kimmel hates you a lot.
I can't hear him disagree with me.
What?
I couldn't hear him disagreeing with me. It wasn't.
There's no audio on this?
Nope.
Huh? Well, I'll be darned. Jonas, weigh in without us hearing the audio then real quick and we'll get it fixed.
I mean, it goes back to the old meme, honestly, with Donald Trump tweeted out a photo. It was a meme. It said, they actually hate you. I'm just the first target. And I think that's really the base of the entire Trump movement. There is if they're coming after Donald Trump because he says things that I'm not going to say I agree with. I don't even want to say that I agree with 90% of what Donald Trump says. He says things in a very gruff manner, but the media always takes it too far. And they always show that they have a problem with everyone on the right when they talk about Donald Trump, because they don't just say, oh, we like Republicans, but this one's the problem. It was like when Colin Powell said he was voting for Barack Obama. They put him up as, oh, look, Colin Powell is the ideal Republican. Oh, you mean a Republican who votes for Democrats? With Donald Trump, they don't just have a problem with the fact that he uses more language than he should, because the left uses the same language all the time. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says filthy things if you actually pay attention to what she's saying. All of the Congress people on the left are fine using the F word openly because they think that's what relatable means. So when you have this thing where they say that, oh, well, Donald Trump is a racist. No. You said that everyone who supports this policy is a racist. So if I think that I need to have a door on my house, I'm a racist, then you're saying that anyone who supports open borders is a racist. So when Jimmy Kimmel says, ha ha, nana nana boo boo, your house burned down, that comes off as, I'm going to say, the opposite of what they want to be branded as. They want to be branded as so empathetic that they have license to mock the other side. No. If you want civility, then you have to be the one that models that to us.
Yeah, and I'll just say too, they hate Trump, but I think they hate President Trump so much because he beat them. I don't think when Trump is gone that suddenly they're going to be okay with whoever, takes his place at the top of the Republican Party. They'll hate that person just as much, but maybe a little less if they can beat them. All right, let's try the audio one more time. 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Any luck? Still not there. Well, that is just bizarre. All right. Well, cancel that.
I'm going to point out they had it set at a 10 when Mitt Romney was that close to the White House. They acted like Mitt Romney, like there was some article that said, oh, there was a gay guy who went to the same private school as Mitt Romney. That guy got bullied there, and 20 years later, that guy self-deleted. We need to imply that Mitt Romney is the reason that happened. Like, they had it set at a 10. So when Donald Trump shows up and they turn it up to 11, it just comes up as noise. You can't tell the difference between this and that.
I have one question for both of you. Given Kimmel's trajectory, I guess his hardcore angry base will always be with him. But when does he start to shed viewers for stuff like this? Because I'm sure there are plenty of people on the center left who are decent and kind and disagree with what we think. And that's cool. But this is
so
nasty.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to shed viewers because I think he's going to pick up the Colbert viewers.
I think that's happening. But if he keeps going down this path, this very specific path, maybe this is just a one-off. I don't know. But I don't think.
Here's the quote that we wanted to have him say. I don't like to say these things, but we're having an audio issue. So, and you know what? Actually, Jonas, I'm going to send you that link. Will you share your screen, please? Yeah, sure. I really want to hear him say this. I don't like reading this kind of stuff. I don't like it because I don't like the idea that somebody clips me later on and pretends these are my words. So I'm going to send this to you, Jonas. Go ahead and share your screen, folks. You can see the quote there. I'll read the first part of it while Jonas gets it prepared. It says, "And Spencer, if you're watching, we are so sorry to see you go. We're going to miss the heck out of you. You're a man of your word, and you got to go." Okay, so in other words, your house burned down, so get out of here. Leave and never come back. All right, Jonas, you've got it. Let's go to it right now, folks. Here is Jimmy Kimmel. Go ahead and hit the play.
Now we wait to hear from Spencer Pratt. He clearly promised that if Karen Bass or Nithya Raman were elected mayor, he's going to move out of L.A. He said he was done with L.A. And Spencer, if you're watching, we are so sorry to see you go. What we do know, we're going to miss the hell out of you. You're a man of your word, and you've got to go. You said you were going to go. And I know things might be tight right now, especially the out-of-state donation money is running out. Moving is expensive. So to help you out, we rented you a U-Haul. It has plenty of room. It's got 2 beds, tables, chairs, all your crystals, whatever you want. Our staff spent the whole day decorating for you. So, and everybody that will notice you and wave goodbye as you leave. And I hope that you and Heidi are happy wherever it is you go. Maybe you could be mayor there, or maybe just run for mayor and finish in 3rd place there. It could be fun for your new reality show season 2. Either way, mazel tov and goodbye, Spencer Pratt.
All right. So here's the deal. I'm not a mean guy. I'm not calling for anything to happen to Jimmy Kimmel. I would never call for anything to happen. When Mark Hamill's home was in danger of the fires, we said, pray for Mark Hamill and pray for his homes. If Jimmy Kimmel's house, if something happens down the road, there's an earthquake, tornado, typhoon, Godzilla appears. I'm not shedding a tear. I'm, who cares anymore? Because I see what Jimmy Kimmel do. If your house burns down and it inspires you to run for office, and then it looks to everybody like, your victory was stolen from you through legal or illegal means of corruption, Jimmy Kimmel will mock you and put a U-Haul on Disney-owned television. And shame on Disney. Shame on Disney as well for allowing that. That is antithetical to everything the company is supposed to be. It's antithetical to who Walt was. It's antithetical to the mission that Josh D'Amaro and his Wall Street buddies are supposed to be accomplishing there. It's a shame. It's a real shame.
Right. Yeah, one quick note. Listen to the audience adoring it, whooping it up, cheering it. And what I've noticed in recent months, the audiences at these different shows, Daily Show, Saturday Night Live, cheering for Louise G. Mangione, cheering for jokes that imply Trump will get assassinated. I mean, they're cheering when Tesla dealerships are being burned to the ground, cheering for stuff like this. There's a sickness in our culture right now. And listen, I'm all for kind of raunchy jokes and dirty jokes and body material and roast material. This is different. This is just anger and meanness and cruelty. And they're luxuriating in it, and that makes me sad.
Yep. Right. It's not presented as if it's a person who is enraged or the product of a depraved mind. It's presented as the normal sentiment. It's presented as, oh, we all feel this way in some way. So what's funny is it's not shock comedy at this point. It's just that they seem to believe that this is okay. And that's really the most disturbing thing of all. I understand that the left owns California in a way that maybe even is above election integrity. But I think it's more disturbing that they think that there are people that are not quite human enough that you can't feel for the idea that his house burned down.
Yeah, it's I think dehumanizing is the best way to put this.
They want power, and when they get power, they feel no compunction to be kind or to be good sports and winning, even if the win is not even real. These are the kinds of people, they hate you, they hate me, they hate anybody who disagrees with them whatsoever, and there is a never-ending desire for them to go higher and higher in the hierarchy, but not based on merit, based on just sheer power. Don't give them any of it. It's what they desire. And the people who desire power, when they get it, they are not the kind of people you will ever wish to be in control of your lives. I thought it was only Amber Heard that left brownies, but apparently now Supergirl is too. James Gunn should be done at DC, and the latest marketing is why. I have no idea what they're up to. We're going to do the very strange thing this time of going into the middle of an article, and we'll come back out and see the beginning of it. But Geeks and Gamers has this posted, Everything DCU, new clip from Supergirl. I'm going to play just a brief part of it. We have to be so careful. These crazy companies don't want us to share their trailers and their previews and all that, but we'll be crazy careful. But I just need you to see, I can play exactly 5 seconds of it. Okay, so I'm going to still shot it to right here. This is how they are marketing Supergirl. Remember, this movie probably needs $600 million to break even. It's on track to maybe make less than $300 million. This is atrocious, and this is what they've decided will be the way they bring you into the box office.
Is it worm poop?
She's watching a bug poop. This is the trailer. This is what she's doing.
No metaphor there.
Nope. This is Supergirl. Okay, let's go to the article. Let's read it. Here we go, folks. All the way to the top, all the way to the top. Supergirl alien bug poop scene sparks backlash as new clips fail to reverse declining interest. This is from Marvin Montanaro. It says Warner Brothers released 3 new clips from Supergirl this week in an apparent effort to build momentum for the upcoming DCU film. Instead, the footage has generated a fresh wave of criticism online, with many viewers arguing that the clips reinforce concerns that have surrounded the project for months. We could read more of this, folks. I recommend that you do. We've got what you can see. They're trying to market this movie now with the dog and with Superman, but they're making jokes at his expense. Let's see. We'll play a little bit of this, but they're depending on Superman, who's probably in the film all of 2 minutes.
I can't hear it.
No audio again. Oh well. Well, he says
fine.
I wasn't raised there. I can't hear you. Blah 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 blah.
Right. He's there. Are they going to do the immigrant thing again?
Again. Okay. And then Lobo is introduced with a Marvel style quip. He's an immortal with a god complex, killed off his entire planet. Everything's just jokey. It kind of reminds me of like a Mad Max version of Guardians of the Galaxy. In fact, it's so similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, but without really an optimistic, hopeful character, right? So the thing was, the Guardians live inside a world that is very dire and ugly, but their character, their hearts, even Yondu was somebody you could connect to and get behind. There's nobody like that in this movie. Now, we could just do this and we could slam and hammer the Supergirl thing and James Gunn has done. We've done that ad nauseum. I don't want to go that way. So, panel, with your permission, what I'd like to say is, I love what Supergirl is doing. I love it. I love that we are getting these direct comparisons in 2026, where if you give us a Project Hail Mary, we now know what the audience will respond with. We now know how enthusiastically supportive the market will be. And we now know if you make this girl boss slop, we know the market reaction. I love 2026 because I think that if Hollywood is ever going to change, if entertainment is ever going to get the message, they can't deny it now. It's so obvious. It's so abstractly there, slapping them in the face. They know what to do to win. They know what to do to lose. Supergirl's going to be a big loser. Christian, is this the time when Hollywood will figure out we're going to make the change? We're going to pivot now.
Well, I mean, I think it's a really good point because for years, and my buddy John Nolte at Breitbart News talks about this, whenever a movie that Hollywood wants to win doesn't win, they say, well, after COVID, the COVID impact is really hurting. Right. I mean, that could be like in 2025 last year. So I think what you're saying is there's an audience there. This year is proving it. It is based on the content and the marketing. If the content stinks and the marketing stinks even worse, then no one's going to show up. And I think that's going to happen with Supergirl. These trailers, these clips look dark and gloomy. They're unfocused. They're not interesting. I guess there's a lot of different directions. I don't even know Supergirl that well, the concept, the character. It's just not part of my background. It could be fine. It could be different. It could be a little darker. It could be a little seedier. It's fine. But there's just nothing in this whole project, from what Millie Alcock has to say, to the clips, to the trailers, to this, to that makes me even remotely interested. I'm going to go see it because it's my job, but I don't care about it at all. The indifference permeates social media, and not social media is not always life, but I think it's close enough this time.
And Jonas, the other thing about Millie Alcock is, she's been horrible for the marketing. That whole Christian dad thing was unnecessary. And, people can say, well, you guys just prudes. And it's like, but it didn't do anything for the movie except hurt it. Like, we're pragmatic here. It didn't help at all the fortune of the film. Not one bit.
Right.
So
this is not an art house project to where you're trying to say, we're saying something and then we're standing up against the patriarchy. Mm-hmm. So everyone who hates the patriarchy, what percentage of the market is made up of people who really hate the patriarchy? I think is still yet to be established.
1%.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who appreciate the fact that the patriarchy keeps the trains running on time for the most part. I'm going to point out there is a budget that is appropriate for a film that is polarizing and challenging in that way. And I really doubt that a Supergirl picture from James Gunn, I know James Gunn didn't direct it, but he's the producer on it. It's like saying that Avengers isn't a Kevin Feige film. This is the kind of thing that if you put this much money behind it, you need to market it to someone who is either going to see it and want to bring their friends or see it again and again and again. And I just doubt.
Well, who are they trying to get, Jonas? So the last chance to get people interested, they went with a bug pooping while she watches it. Like, if I were going to do a Family Guy or an American Dad or a South Park thing, that might work. But I don't know who they're after with this.
It doesn't seem like Barbie material to me. And even Barbie had Ryan Gosling in it. This has Jason Momoa in the probably, I'm going to say, the least marketable version of what gets women to show up to Jason Momoa films.
Is James Gunn done, Christian? Is his time at DC going to be short-lived?
I suspect it is. I think there's rumblings behind the scenes. I think Superman didn't soar as high as it should. I think this is going to stumble. I was against him from the start. I think he's an overrated talent. I think he had a couple of interesting swings from Slither to the first Guardians, but I don't see him as a visionary at all. He seems like a perpetual man-child. I don't think he has a vision. I really dislike the Superman reboot, and not the actor. The actor's fine. All the actors are fine. I don't get it. But listen, he's also coming into this role at a time where superhero films are struggling, aren't the coin of the realm, aren't what people are dying to see anymore. So I think the timing is working against him, but I think so is his talent.
I think he was somewhat interesting. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies 1 and 2 are really, really good. Mm-hmm. But he's kind of become Rian Johnson, I think, running DC. I mean, he doesn't understand the goal. The goal is to sell Superman and Batman lunchboxes.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
If we go by percentages of how much of the DC Studios universe is family friendly, we've got a couple hours of Superman that's iffy, I'm going to say. And the rest of it is rated M or sorry, TVMA and generally filthy. So I think this is a tragedy. If this is supposed to be 4-quadrant, it's supposed to be something that you're like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to let my kids see this. No, never.
Well, she shows up drunk in Superman. It was one of the worst cameos I can remember. It was totally off-putting. And listen, maybe a better actress, a more charismatic star could have pulled that off. That ain't her.
I don't know, Christian. I think she's. I think the drunk part might be her. I think. Okay, well, we'll be careful what we say because Jonas, I'll hand that to you for the final word. You're the keeper of the scoops. You want to say anything about the situation at DC? What are we allowed to say?
I'm looking forward to seeing how the press tour goes for this one, because I think that there's a public relations team that is going to be mobilized to try to really help her out.
Just being careful, folks.
Sure
we always
there on time. That she
always
doesn't have to take the red eye. That she, arrives at the correct altitude, not too high, not too low.
Mm-hmm.
Always protect the sources. Always got to be careful.
Yep.
All right. Now, Jonas, we hit that goal. Let's get the 10 in that makes you have to change. You can't look the same.
I mean, you changed the rules. You changed the rules. I don't know that I agreed to that. John Wayne, 1985 for $20. Amazon fired the original creative team of the new Stargate series because it wouldn't appeal to a modern audience and it gives too much fan service to the original fans. Translation: not woke enough. Amazon are not angels.
It's a big company.
I think that Amazon Television has a very specific problem that maybe the films don't have the same issues there. Is it MGM that was going to be in charge of the Stargate series, or is I don't actually know what the organizational makeup is outside of television has worse problems than movie production.
I really hope that Project Hail Mary and Michael have revealed to not just Amazon, but a bunch of these companies, there's a path to being utterly wealthy with a return on investment. And you're going to mess it up if you stay with what you thought worked 5 years and never did.
Yeah. I do think that Masters of the Universe will eventually make its money back for Amazon, but that's like Walmart financing a movie in order to have the exclusive rights to the toys.
I'm glad you and Valiant are confident about that.
Masters of the Universe is the perfect brand for people who buy lots of toys and physical media. So I think it may be like when Ted Cruz went to some state in I think it was some county in Oregon that he figured out he could pick up like 2% more votes if he sounded off about some fireworks ordinance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think it's a data-driven decision on that one.
We have a source who may be well placed when it comes to Masters of the Universe. We are working to figure out if we can get them on the show in the right way. So we'll let you know, folks, but hang tight. We'll go there. We've got some info.
Yeah. Teddy D for $5 for Pro.
For Teddy, for Fitty.
Change his avatar. Yeah.
Wait, what?
John Maynard for $20. John, what are you doing? Here is to Will Tonus, to the Will Tonus avatar.
The Will Tonus avatar. I like it. I like it. You know what? The more 20s we get for it, the better I feel about it now, Jonas. I was disgusted at first, but, you know, I can make adjustments in the way I view things.
When a pirate shares his treasure with you, know that it came at a cost, even from the likes of someone such as Captain John Maynard.
My opinions can be bought in this regard.
We do have a channel to run here. I think if I start showing up as a animated troll, that's a little different.
I want to be a grifter, but no one's paying me, so I just stay here sadly.
When people say we get paid for our opinions, I'm like, I would love to be paid for my opinions. Which opinion would you like me to have? And what's the going rate at this point?
I want to be a real shill.
Yeah. When we showed up to Dollywood and they tried to give us free tickets to go. Yeah, anyway. Patrick Ganaway.
Well, it's okay. I just don't want to go too deep on that. But I think Dollywood is very happy and impressed that we said some of us cannot accept anything. We cover this kind of stuff and out of principle and out of the ethics of the company. So
right. We had yep, exactly.
Great Ganaway, people at Dollywood.
Yeah, it's a great park. Patrick Ganaway for $5. Bring old Jonas back. Okay, well, how old? Teddy D for $5 for Pronus.
Oh my.
I'll see if I can find a hat. John Maynard for $5. Hashtag Will Tonus.
Will Tonus, but not Pronus. Don't mix the two together.
Yep. R.R. Smith for $5 is nothing, but thank you very much for the $5. Patrick Ganaway for $5. Natia Raman is a noodle head.
He said it, not me. Clip it, folks. Use it as blackmail in the future.
I didn't laugh.
Is noodlehead a slur? I'm not even. That's the funny thing. Sometimes people will put things on screen for me to read, and I just don't even know what they are.
You are noodle people, Jonas.
That William Thompson for $20. I think that Jonas J. Campbell's avatars were a before prison and after prison minus prison tats.
Ask him to roll up his sleeves.
Yep. 13.5. That stands for 12 jurors, 1 judge. Half a chance.
Hey, go back to that Wild Bill Thompson. That was a 20, and we put cheerleaders up before, but you know what? It has been forever since I played this. That was one of the first ones we ever made. Photon Empress was first, but William Thompson was, 2 or 3. He's been there for a long, long time.
Yep. And thank you very much, William Thompson. J Light Lady for $5. Please let old Jonas come back.
He's going to turn this into a thing, folks. He's going to show up as 90 years old.
Goal.
Thank you, J Light Lady.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Sean Stafka for $5. Jonas, we need your pronouns under your name. Same with Pro for the helicopter. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I am just a schlub from San Pedro.
You're not a schlub to us, Sean. We're happy to see you every single time.
Absolutely. Charles Morris for $10. Lol, Pro has got a point about the Jonas avatar, the Jones avatar.
Hideous. It's
Jonesy.
It's a crime against humanity just having him on the screen with us.
Yep. Yet you cheered when Elon fired thousands of federal government employees. Yep.
Oh, you mean from Doge?
Oh yeah, yeah. I would. That is the sequel that I would pay money to see.
Yeah, we want Doge too. Bring it on.
Yeah. Flying Blind. Sorry, Christian. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry, it's a Doge 2 electric boogaloo.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
If they really want to stay in power, I mean, if you follow the polls, Doge is the popular thing that has ever been social media last 3 years. So
every once in a while, Jonas, we don't want to tell you this until the end of the show. Every once in a while, you have roboted today, but we still love you anyway.
Well, the audience told me, so yeah.
Every once in a while.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle. Ooh, I know you could let Jonas keep the current avatar and just put the head of Wilton on it. It'll look great.
No.
Wild Man of Yavin gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
Wild Man of Yavin, thank you so much. We appreciate you supporting us and keeping those radioactive hamsters on the wheel.
It was a peaceful planet until he arrived. Then he brought wild to our skies.
John Wayne, 1985 for 20. Yes, Amazon bought the rights to MGM and Stargate was a part of it. They greenlit the new Stargate series with some of the original writers and then hired new executives who fired those writers who already put months of work. I followed some of that online. I think it's an absolute disgrace that they brought back the original people and then fired them. I get it that people maybe think that the original writers would be too precious about what they originally did, but there is a certain thing to be said for rebooting a series and honoring the original legacy. There's a reason that Dolph Lundgren is in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, despite most people saying that that wasn't a very good film. Everybody liked Dolph Lundgren.
He should have been in more of the marketing for this one. He was so popular when he showed up at the premiere. They should have done what, and if they make another one, they need to make him central in some way because he's worth millions of dollars being associated.
Agreed.
I agree. There just has to be something, or DeForest Kelly showing up in the premiere of Star Trek: The Next Generation. You know, there has to be a handing of the torch, even though, well, no one's going to go for it if I don't know, Robert Picardo shows up in whatever the next Star Trek thing is. Poor Robert Picardo. Anyways, J Light Lady for 5. Jonas is back. Please, honestly, you look like a noir drunk detective.
Thank you. The people have spoken.
Lady walked into my office. It was a Tuesday. Anyways.
Jonas, will that do it for today?
That is all of the super chats, and I'm sure nothing else offensive will come in.
Folks, you can find out what Jonas really looks like tomorrow on That Park Place Live, where his avatar will be changed.
Whoa. What?
What do you mean? You're going to change your avatar, right?
We're not doing that. We're not. We're not. That's a while away.
Huh. You're going to change your avatar, though, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Back to something people like.
I just don't want to overpromise here.
Everybody be there. It'll be the most earth-shattering moment in the history of YouTube. Not since PewDiePie descended upon the masses have we seen something like Jonas in all his wonderful aura that you'll get tomorrow. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're not joking about this one. Go check out the Hollywood in Toto podcast. Christian, one more time to the folks out there where they can find you and why they should have been doing so years ago.
Shame for not doing that. Yeah, just go to HollywoodInToto, TOTO.com. I'm on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all the places, but HollywoodInToto.com is my home base where you can find all my stuff.
All the stuff. And what a pleasure it has been having Christian come on every other week right here on the Pro Show. Christian, we love having you on here and elevating the conversation. It's a great time every time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Folks, also don't forget, we're at the Southeast Game Exchange, July 17th through the 19th, the first of many live appearances in the future. Come on over and check it out. You'll have a great time. Southeast Game Exchange, Greenville, South Carolina, July 17 through 19. We got to run, but we're not done, folks. More content on the way today, and it's all because of you. You make it possible. We appreciate you. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Jonas is going to change. We hit that goal. Be here on That Park Place tomorrow at noon to see the brand new Jonas 3.0. Later, Jonas.
Bye.
Commander Cody, the time has come, homie. Execute Order 66. I'm still alive, motherfucker. Jonas is back. Had to bring him back. Back in the groove. Jonas is back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back. Yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Oh, let him shine. Little baby born on the brownstone steps. Harlem hit him with the right kind of death. No matter in the world where he goes away, can't take the soul out of his way. Jonas is back. Had to bring him back. Had to bring him back. Back in the groove. Jonas breaking down the Hollywoods, break it down anew. Not a single day does our very own forget. Hudson River flow is where his path was set.